Welcome everybody to Potato Place Gaming. Here we are playing the Chains of Perdition, episode number 31.
I don't know why I'm waving my arms. You can't see me when I did that.
Announcements.
I can.
As always, we're playing for Extra Life. Give back, game on. Play games, heal kids, all that jazz. We are about 30-some% goal of our goal for 2026.
Yeah.
We're at $1,300, I believe, so that's awesome for all of our Children's Miracle Network fundraising efforts. Thank you, Andreas of Fantastical Filaments. He does a lot of the miniatures that we use in this game. Thank you, Julian at Astralgrave. He did our Potato Place Gaming logo, as well as our Chains of Perdition character arts. La, 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 la. I don't think I got anything else. So we can play that intro.
last we left off, the chains of perdition found themselves in a jail cell.
Again.
You guys convened, you talked to your cellmates and people that were kind of becoming your friends. You were addressed by the High Commander Vorn, who's like the leader of the military from what you gather here at the Horned Crown, deep within the Red Wastes. You were addressed by him and Inquisitor Knox. Locke, you talked to a gentleman named Trod, who informed you that he was a spy that was sent by Lord Commander Billart of the Dam of Fire to basically keep tabs on you guys to make sure you were doing what you were supposed to with killing the king. You guys, over the next few days and trials, you gained a lot of respect and a lot of followers from your fellow prisoners as they kind of look to you guys as some sort of leader-like figure. Like Booker, they look to you kind of like a master of arms. Vivian, you kind of have become their queen. A few of them have kind of pledged themselves to you. You took on, or there's a guy whose name was, I believe, Flanagan, who swore himself to you. You guys did you do 2 trials, or is it just the one? I can't remember. Anyway, upon the last trial, you guys were... Oh, no, you did do 2
We did
trials.
2.
Because the first trial was the last session, and then... Yeah. So the
we did all
final
the
trial
courses.
courses.
You guys helped quite a few people.
And then we got... we were told we were going to have to...
And then, in the final trial, you guys were told that the goal was to kill your friends. To kill you, the people that you've been training with.
And we said no.
Yes. Through an act of defiance, Vivian said no. Did you fly?
I did
She
fly.
did.
Okay.
And I can actually
Okay.
or do that to others.
You were then led back to your cells. And I think that's where we left off, as I believe it was Captain Harkin came and told you guys that the king would like to see you now. Did I forget anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, there was a discussion that we weren't all privy to between you and Savage.
You got the gist of it already.
Yeah.
When you guys are summoned, Roscoe and I, Silvarve, Ticket of Crows, Geralda, and Varric will all join you. The climb to the King's Chambers is a long walk, long enough for sweat to soak through your guys' clothing. Long enough for any conversations that you would have thought to die or to be lost. It's long enough to make this mountain that you guys are walking up almost begin to feel eerie, like alive. These walls seem to like creak and groan and move with volcanic activity as Captain Harkin leads you. One thing you guys do notice is that Captain Harkin, for the last week or two, has been an authoritative figure to you. Now he almost speaks with a bit of respect and hesitation rather than commands. It's more so asks and wants rather than just straight up telling you what to do. Air does smell like sulfur, but that's nothing new. Smoke, burned iron, and just a general smell of oldness. At last, you do arrive to a pair of enormous basalt doors. It's got like iron banding. Looks like I don't remember what that kind of iron is called, but the like hammered. It's got all the like little divots in it from where the metal was shaped.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it.
Outside of the doors, you do see the Ember Bull. He stands there motionless, helmet lowered, his hands resting upon the pommel of his weapon. Almost looks like a statue there. He's unmoving, almost like a statue carved from war itself. Captain Harkin does stop. You hear a bit of uncertainty in his voice as he looks at you, Vivian. The king likes honest answers. I suggest you give him one. As he does open up the doors and lead you guys inside. As you walk into the room before you is simple. Disappointingly simple. Like, I don't know, most throne rooms you guys have been let into have been opulent, grandiose. This one's smaller. It's a round chamber, a round table. There's food, there's drink on the table set for you guys, nothing more. No throne, no banners, no treasures, no displays of power. Looks like only the bare necessities are found here. Captain Harkin just shut the door behind you guys, leaving you guys in there alone. What are you doing?
Well,
The king's not in here yet.
Mm-mm.
I'm assuming that food is for us.
What did you just say?
I'm assuming that food is for us. I think. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Booker, as you do look, you do see like blackened charred bread, like charred burned meat, ash roasted roots. You see some cloudy water. Looks to be next to it like a strong glass of like wine or liquor. Really, it's maybe a little bit better than what you guys have been eating down in the pits, but really not too much more.
I mean, it's not like they're going to have amazing food out here.
But there is enough food if you are hungry.
Yeah.
I'm going to take some food.
So, Vivian, what do you go for?
Whatever is least likely to upset my stomach.
Make a survival check.
What does that say?
8.
That's what it is.
So as you do pick up a glass of the alcoholic
I
variety.
know. She wouldn't do that before talking to the king. She wouldn't drink it.
Okay. Well, you told me.
Sorry. No, she probably wouldn't
What are
drink
you? What are you specifically picking up then?
Water.
The cloudy water.
I mean, it's not better. It's not any better than what we got.
I mean, does it seem any different than anything else I've been
Nope.
drinking? Okay, then yeah, have some water.
So as you do pick it up, you're about to put it to your lips. Flanagan will step in and be like, no, my lady, let me check, and he'll take it.
Oh.
Take a sip of it first.
Oh,
It is not poisoned.
oh. Well, thank you, Flanagan. I'd hate for something to have happened to you. Please also have some water.
I would gladly die if that meant you could live.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
I do remember in my notes I did write from Flanagan, the king may rule the wastes, but the people want to follow you.
You will see Ticket go, and he like kind of picks at the. It's like a charred root, is what it looks like. Looks to be their only vegetarian option here. But yeah, the water is gross. It tastes like if you were to take hot stagnant water and dump
Boil it up.
like a bunch of like ash in it.
Yummy.
Just the way I like it.
It builds character.
I'm just gonna
It
walk.
is similar to kind of like a meal that a soldier might eat, so you're not too. It's not too foreign of a
Hard.
concept for you, Booker.
I'm just gonna walk around the room and get like just a better lay of everything that's in here.
So you do. There is one window, and as you go to the window, it's decent size. I don't know, like one of these windows. You do look out, and you do. It does face the center of the Horn Crown where the trials were. Make a perception check.
We'll do that one. That's a good one. It's a natural 25.
You don't hear or don't see the outskirts where like all the encampments are and like all the like bazaars and smiths and all that stuff, but you do hear that movement out there. The training grounds where you guys had just fought does seem rather quiet. You do eventually see a pale bird come and fly and sit on the windowsill. It's the same one that's been watching you. It has these kind of like pale greenish bluish eyes. With that natural 20, it definitely seems to be focused on you guys and almost like it's listening.
Shoot 'em.
Lightning bolt.
I'm gonna try this just because why not? As I'm looking at this pale bird, Locke's eyes will do that purple flash as I do the psychic whispers and connect myself to the bird.
Is that an ability?
It is an ability.
What is the ability? How does the ability read?
So choose up to 3 creatures you can see.
Okay. Does
For
it say
an-
anything about them being willing?
Does not. So choose up to 3 creatures you can see and roll my psychic energy die. We're connected for 2 hours. The chosen creature can speak telepathically with you, and you can speak telepathically with them as long as you're within 1 mile. You don't need to speak a common language to understand each other.
Okay. What do you say to it?
Why have you been following and watching us?
Make a just general charisma check.
Not great. That's a 6.
No response.
What are you? Really?
You got a 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. You can make an insight check.
That's better than my charisma. 18.
There's a sense of familiarity as the bird does look at you when you talk to it, but it does not respond. Like it almost lingers on you like it would like to respond, but its duty is to watch and observe, not talk.
Okay.
Sammy, is that you?
No response.
I'll break the connection.
Okay. You guys doing anything else?
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's edible. Your stomachs would have gotten used to it by now.
I mean, I'm just eating light and focused on the doors in the room.
Everybody does seem pretty quiet and calm. Varric does seem annoyed. A few times makes scoffs about
I just saved his life.
waiting for royalty, things like that.
What do you think?
Well, you could have been dead down there, so at least we've got that going for you.
My psychic energy die is not a d6 anymore.
You're welcome.
That's fine though. The die I use for that psychic connection.
Oh.
Well, what do you think that the king's going to say?
Oh, what do I think? Okay.
I'm trying to mimic
I
eating
know,
while doing
I
the
know.
accent.
Hey, Booka, you probably shouldn't eat with your mouth full. I'm just watching the bird as I say that and not being able to understand what Booker's saying.
I imagine there will be some sort of deal ahead. That seems to be the trend for us.
You ain't going to let us borrow his army?
Something about an army.
I heard a zombie. I'm really trying.
I thought I heard a mummy.
Army.
Your mommy?
Army. I'm trying to say it in the
Army?
accent. It's
Army?
Army.
Army.
Probably coming a little bit more Boston.
Got a fucking army over there.
I mean, there will all obviously be parameters. We have to consider there's not just, yes, I'm fine bringing these people who obviously have motivation over the wall, but there's an entire army of people
There's a fucking army out there.
waiting on the other side, so we have to take that into consideration too, how we can motivate these people and also the ones on the other side.
Well,
Bring the two sides of the wall together, so to speak.
well, I do think that these people that we're with right now are quite motivated.
Well, yes.
Varric will kind of laugh when you say bring the two people together. Do you really think you'll be able to bring centuries of hatred together?
I can certainly try.
Underneath each of those men and women that have dedicated themselves to protecting the dam of fire from the horrors beyond, they've grown to hate people on this side of the wall.
But
Do you really think they'll let their guard down just because you say they'll be nice?
No, I wouldn't. If I were them. But I would point out that the terrifying people back here are just mostly normal people.
I
With
agree.
transgressions, and the same people working on that dam of fire also have their own transgressions, but they all ended up here or there because of the same oppression. So all I can do is try.
Geraldo will say, sometimes I think the only thing that separates us is what side of the wall you were born on, or what side you chose to go to.
Yes.
I don't think that
I
everyone
mean,
will see it like
just-
that.
No, but is the answer to keep the cycle continuing when it doesn't seem to serve any purpose other than to keep a certain portion of the population that is less seemly than the other areas at bay? It seems.
Roscoe and I will say, I agree with you. But there's a war coming. I hope you're ready to fight it.
I mean, I've been fighting ever since my ship went down, so I'm
No,
ready.
you do pick up on the political
Yes.
intrigue. Okay.
Yes, I pick up that we have all these ne'er-do-wells on this side of the dam.
So for 2,000 years,
Yes.
the Seven Kingdoms have been told
It's
that they have to man this dam.
Garlemald and Eorzea.
They have to keep the horrors to the west
Yes,
out.
it's Garlemald and Eorzea, and then it turns out that we're not so different after all. We hope we can convince them. Except instead of the warrior, I'm kind of the
Warrior-
The Queen of
the
Darkness.
Yeah.
But yes, I don't expect to just mount the wall with a bunch of fire dwellers and the people on the other side are like, oh, hey, welcome back, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
So
Chicken
I would
tender
like to talk to the king about what his plans are, because do we just want to get over the wall to lose like half or more of our forces? No, probably not. So that is what I will.
Yes, Sarah, such
Discuss.
devastation.
Such devastation, yes. That's what we're trying to avoid.
That is not
The
my
heart
intention.
of Sabik. Although I wouldn't mind having a weapon on my side.
A giant mechanized weapon.
You do hear the door open after some time, and in walks an older elven woman. She has these silver neat braids coming down. Along her side, she has these like almost like surgical looking knives. Strange medicinal charms hang from her robes. She has like eyes that almost move constantly, studying, measuring, judging. It's different seeing her with her hood down now. You see Inquisitor Nox. Behind her walks in an older half-elf. Looks to be over a century old, so getting old for a half-elf.
Yeah.
His armor's old. You guys can make history checks on that. You two are nobles, and you're
15.
Yeah. 6.
That is an 11.
11.
Yeah.
And what'd you get?
15.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. He's really the one that would probably know armor that looks like this. It looks old.
That's old, actually.
Yeah.
John, why'd you roll a 6?
To be fair, I also rolled a 6.
I mean,
better at it.
you asked this, and yet
His
you know my
armor is
history
old.
for rolling dice.
It does look practical. It's scarred by decades of warfare. One side of his face bears burns that look like they've been, like they happened a long time ago. Like it's they've almost kind of like healed, and like his skin is aged and grown around it.
Yeah.
Not a Freddy Krueger
But yeah, you do
situation,
see
more like a-
see Commander Vorn. They do walk in and sit down at the table, at the head of the table, leading the spot. And finally, you do see the King of the Red Waste enter. As he does, the room does almost seem to feel smaller. He's much taller than you guys probably would have thought. At least like a head taller than anybody here. Looks like he might be a little bit shorter than Sammy if Sammy were to crank all the way up. He's very thin, though, like almost frail. He has these dark robes draped around his body. He has that black mask that covers his face with stone, metal, and rubies that are all kind of melted together, forming this like almost like river-like pattern of like char and fire and lava. You do now see, though, he has. It's kind of like. He has like robes and hoods on. It's kind of a Baldwin from Kingdom of Heaven vibe. You do see underneath, though, you guys can make perception checks as he walks in, actually.
Nope.
Pretty good. Pretty good. 19.
19?
5.
15.
15? You two see underneath his eyes, it looks like only one of the eyes is visible. The other one either looks like it's closed, scarred, or maybe the mask is cutting it off. But it does look like his skin is very like boiled and burned. Looks like old scars also. Like maybe the skin underneath him is burned. He does walk in. And sits down as he does kind of survey everyone. And he'll raise his hand and give you guys a nod, kind of gesturing you guys to sit. His voice is very soft, almost gentle. Please, sit.
And you sit.
So you guys do take a seat. Your compatriots do sit one by one. You'll see Ticket and Flanagan and Rosca. They all kind of sit close to you, like guarding. Actually, Rosca and Flanagan would probably go guard the outside of the door.
Yeah.
And as they do go to the door, you have a high enough perception you would see, you can still see the Ember Bowl outside standing in the same exact spot. Statuesque. The King of the Red Waste does study you for a long time, Vivian. Very long time. And you see his eyes almost change. Well, the one eye that's visible almost change, like there's almost like a bit of a smile, or at least you think maybe, as he says, "The Queen in chains." There's a long moment of silence after he says that. "I wanted to meet you. A woman drowned before her coronation, hunted across the sea, declared dead, declared traitor, declared monster." He folds his hand. "Yet you are here." There's a bit of a long pause as he does. He still has not broken eye contact. "Life is funny that way." As he does that, Commander Knox does chuckle a little bit. Commander Vorn does not. He's just stern. "I'm sure you have a great many questions." As do I.
I have questions, but I also have intentions, and those are more important to me than knowing that there are some questions that cannot be answered until action is taken.
And what actions would you take to get what you would want?
Well, I've already taken a great many actions to survive this long. Some of them I am pleased with, like joining with my comrades here. Some of them I took out of necessity, at the very risk of my soul.
I believe the soul of which you speak of has been sold a time or two. Am I correct?
You are. And I bear
A
the
devil, if I am not mistaken.
Yes, of considerably high rank, I'm given to understand. However one might rank devils is up to you, of course.
You are lucky. I do allow ones that worship devils in my ranks. Because devil, they obey rules. A devil may deceive, may manipulate, may exploit. But so do kings. Commander Knox does smile, or Inquisitor Knox. Commander Vorn does kind of out of his nostrils, almost like a pig snorting.
Well, for what it's worth, I tried my hand at hoping gods might help me, and that didn't seem to pan out so well. So.
We have spoken of devils and gods. What do you believe of demons?
I believe demons are the true problem to which we all are going to have to take care of. I believe that every valuable facet of society at this point, I would not be surprised if there is a demon behind the scenes. I have seen it in Hotmire. I have seen it in what's the name of the gross place?
Oh, gross place.
The one with the gross guy that wants me to marry one of his kids.
Oh,
I know where you're talking about.
That place. You know what I'm talking about.
Find it.
I imagine I have it written down. I just didn't want to delay the inevitable. I mean, to be fair, I didn't see it there, but I have every reason to suspect that there's demon influence there.
it was back in December, I think.
The Elder
Lord Tollivar, Elder Spine, yep.
Yeah, I have every reason to suspect that Elder Spine has the influence of a demon at play. I believe the very dam of fire to which you all are behind has some demonic presence there as well. And I believe that the recently crowned queen, she actually had her coronation. She has, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're official.
You were there for
Yep.
it.
That was the coronation
yeah, that
party.
was-
Okay.
The holy water didn't go on her.
Yeah, well, I believe that not only is that a demon queen, or at least the demon posing as a queen, that the child therein is some kind of terrible vessel abomination that will bring rot and ruin to us all. Not to be a bearer of bad news, but sometimes we all make questionable decisions, but if those questionable decisions are furthering us towards the end goal, which is to not be cast into the abyss, I don't really question my questionable decisions. After all, Asmodeus himself is part of the pantheon, so there's some legitimacy to alliance with devils. Certainly not with demons.
Demons are different. Demons are hunger, consumption, entropy, chaos. For the first time, his voice almost does change, like slightly hardened and disgusted. You cannot negotiate with a wildfire.
But you can control its direction.
When you guys were talking about the king and the queen, the newfound queen, Varric could not quite hold in his disdain and snorts and so the king's attention does shift to him towards Varric. And he stares at him for a long time and grows quiet and awkward, and he does eventually ask him, "And what do you seek?" With that, Varric, he scooches out his chair and almost rises immediately, like he's almost been waiting for someone to ask what he wants. From spending time with him, there's almost like an air of
misplaced arrogance?
yes, and self-importance, like he thinks that he should be, being a bastard grandchild of a long-lost king.
To be fair, you've got to have something to hold on to in abysmal situations, so...
I would have justice. As everyone does kind of lean in and listen to him, and the king kind of just looks at him unchanged. House Leon. They stole everything. They butchered my bloodline. They burned our legacy. They deserve extinction, and the whole kingdom will burn for it. Everybody does remain silent, the king especially so. He does grow bolder as he does rant on. When we reclaim the kingdoms, there should be executions. purges. Every house that supported Leon will burn. As he says so, he's kind of standing up, like shaking his arms, making kind of a big scene. And then the moment does die down. It's like a kid having an outburst at like a family dinner. The king does look at him and then turn his head slowly to you. And then he will slowly rise and walk around the table to Varric. I am of the old king's blood. I am his grandson, and we will retake the 7 kingdoms, he says as the king kind of slowly approaches him.
Sure about that?
Interesting. And he does stop behind your chair as he's walking around. What do you think, Vivian?
If you had presented the idea of burning down everything maybe a month ago, maybe days ago, I might have agreed. But what's the point if there's nothing left? I do agree that there are those who should be punished, those who cannot be remedied. The demons need to be expunged. Those loyal to them maybe as well, but if we were to blame everyone under the oppression of the current rule for their loyalty to save their fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, children,
Excuse me. Sorry.
essentially be dooming anyone, anywhere. Locke's entire family, for example, loyal to the crown.
Is this Varric's idea of a kingdom the one we should build? A kingdom of revenge? A kingdom of fear? A kingdom where every generation murders the last until nothing remains. He does continue his walk over to Varric. The wheel spins. Kings fight. Children die. Tell me, Queen of Chains, what kind of ruler do you intend to become?
I think it's unrealistic to say that you can do everything to be benevolent always. Every decision you make has a consequence. I understand that. For example, the current ruler's obsession with Diamond Dragonborn Queen and all that nonsense led to the destruction of my family. That said, I would try to do better. I would try to not have our kingdom continue this cycle of constant oppression and appeasement and lack of conversation, lack of awareness. There are better places out there. I mean, what is the point if everybody is oppressed into the ground? Then we'll all end up like a place like the Emerald Grove where there's nothing left, simply because they spoke up. Or so they say.
The king does walk, and now he's standing by Varric. Then we agree. He does place a hand on Varric's shoulder. Varric smiles, thinking that he's won the king's approval. There's like a bit of arrogance on his smile as he thinks that the king's taking his side. You see the king's hand on his shoulder. It begins to glow almost this like orangey color, and then turns to red and then white. The smell and feeling of heat kind of floods the room. Varric's smile does disappear. The king does lower his head slightly towards Varric, and he does whisper, "Forgive me, my son," as his head does begin to like glow. You hear Varric scream very shortly, only once, and then his entire body does blacken, crack, and collapse into a pile of ash. There's silence. Nobody moves. Commander Vorn does kind of lower his eyes. Nox simply watches. The king does stare at the pile of ash, then returns to his chair. Now, where were we?
Well, I would certainly like to think that
Is no room for someone who thinks the way he does. His mind is poisoned with revenge and that of the old ways.
Well, as I said, I can understand how one could be poisoned that way, but I did make a promise to a friend that I would try to be better. And if I ever find that friend again, I hope that I can prove to him
When we find him again.
that I followed through on that promise. But I will try to do that with as little
What
carnage as possible.
would you plan to do? Should you march on the Seven Kingdoms right now?
I think it would, even with your forces, it may be a fool's errand to march now. I believe the only way to appear legitimate is if you have a larger alliance of people, because what is the point of taking the capital palace by force that makes us any different than what's been done time after time? An army we build should be an allied one, not one that fears who's at the head of it. Is that optimistic? Blindly so, yes, but if I'm going to do it different, I need to do it different. And I will take on any advice in that path. I was not intended to be a queen to rule. I was intended to be a queen to sit there and look pretty, but my path has changed.
This is a promising answer. I would have thought you would be spiteful, revenge-filled, like he was.
Again, if you had asked me, how long have we been sort of wandering through the fiery wastes at this point?
Maybe, yeah.
If you had asked me a month ago when the king brought all to bear down on what remained of my family, yes, I was that person, and I still struggle with that. I couldn't tell you that if someone presented me with that bitch on the throne, I'll just say it and be frank, that I wouldn't want to drive a dagger through her throat. But
Inquisitor Noxus smile a little bit when you say that. Wars are easy. He gestures dismissively. Any fool can burn a city. His eyes do move around the table. Building one is much harder. To rule a kingdom, one needs many things. Healing. He nods towards Commander Nox. Law. Inquisitor Nox, and then he says law and nods towards Vorn. Ships, trade, security, treasury. All things a good king needs to be counseled on. Make a history check.
quick Quick side question too. As people living, and I know this is quite a ways after the last game, but as people living in the Jewel Isles, how much do they have an awareness of how different things are elsewhere?
You recall from
You know what I
what
mean?
you knew about the last campaign that communications between the kingdoms has been severed for a long time, and things have only grown worse. There have been a few different uprisings and rebellions and crown changes, so probably not much.
Yeah. So we don't necessarily know that like a more
don't come-
free system of government.
People don't come from there to here; they go from
We're
here
in
to there.
we're in
Yeah,
landlocked Siberia.
they're
To be
more-
fair,
We're trying to leave.
there
the
is
Jewel
one member of
Isles,
the
not
party
go
that
to it.
does know how better it is elsewhere.
That's true.
You
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you were in.
I was in Gold
told
Beach.
us of these tales of,
You know, I came from Gold Beach.
but have I guess you haven't really told us. That would have been nice to give us some hope of other places.
I mean,
Fuck.
it hasn't been like overtly said, but I don't know why I wouldn't. I mean, that's partially what
I mean, your
motivates
motivation
him.
is you know people can do better.
That
so
is
you-
a
okay,
big motivation of Locks.
Yeah.
Uh,
We've seen
that
how,
this is
how much
bullshit
better.
because it can be better.
Yeah.
Okay. That said, okay, what was the
content
original
is
question?
the
I'm so
example
sorry.
of.
I wanted context.
There was
to
no
be,
original question. You stopped in the middle to
Uh,
ask that, I believe.
yeah. So we were headed in the direction of where are we at in this conversation? Sorry.
He
That's just-
said
was-
that well, I asked you
Yeah.
to make a history check.
Okay, let me do that. 15.
You know that historically the king has had a council, and usually that entails having a hand of the king, which is like second in command.
Is it kind of like an inquisition where you have like your war person, your,
Yes. So
your
there's
diplomat person, and your
generally
You have a
somebody
Yeah.
somebody who's like your second in command, your VP, and then you have somebody that's in charge of like medicine and healing, somebody that's in charge of like law and warfare, somebody that's in charge of like ships, somebody for trade, somebody for treasury, and usually they would you get a 15?
15. Yeah.
You would know this just right off the bat that kings as in the past have had the like diamond guard, and that's an elite amount
Right,
of
like
guards.
an elite,
And generally, from everything you've known, it's always been 9, and it's because each one of the guards would represent one of the gods that are worshipped. But it's usually like 9 of the most elite guards that like soldiers that get that basically like super secret service. Is kind of what it is. What?
No, I'm just that's Secret Service.
I wasn't Secret Service.
Yeah,
Your
Sir
family.
Kanyo would have been.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe anybody in your family. No,
The
nobody in
closest
your
would have
family
been like
would
his grandfather, but he wasn't.
Yeah, your grandpa didn't.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe you should ask about your grandpa.
Yeah, Broderick. Broderick, yeah.
Because he got
Bronson's
sent
your
over
dad. Broderick is your.
firewall, didn't he?
You did.
Yeah, he
You got
got
exiled.
Let's bring that up at some point.
But yeah, you know that it's. You two both know this, but it's usually like 9 elite guards.
Well, and I feel like if you
The-
were any level of nobility, at some point, it's entirely possible you've had some family just, you fucked up, so you got to go over the wall.
King
before you're
Lambert.
killed, or
King Lambert, maybe like, I don't know, 30, 40 years ago, dissolved his council and also dissolved the Diamond Guard. At least the like 9 that were like the idea of the 9. He keeps like a smaller group. But that kind of like ceremonialism has kind of been lost for a little bit now. So that would have been more of like things in the past that you would remember.
Man, it's almost like they each correlate to one of
I
the 9
mean,
gods.
okay, so am I still pleading my case here, or is he asking? I just
No,
wanted to see if I
his
should be
eyes do
talking.
stop on you, Locke. You understand the seas and you understand movement. He looks at you, Booker. You understand duty and protection. And then he stops at you, Vivian. And you understand hope.
Some days I I feel like I shouldn't have any, but I still have people by my side, so...
Hope is dangerous. He does look at the windowsill and he sees the pale bird. And everyone does follow his gaze as he does stare at it for a while. You can stop hiding. Nothing does happen as you do hear kind of a broken chuckle. Very well. Looks back at Vivian. You keep interesting company with him watching.
Have you pointed out the bird?
You
We've
all have
all-
seen a
Yeah,
bird.
Okay,
we've seen
okay.
the bird.
Um, I'm glad you're familiar with this creature because we are not, other than it seems very interesting what we're doing, which I imagine you know that I'm just going to assume that Bean has been
Mhm.
around this entire time. This is also not really a hawk. I just, in full disclosure, but it's a little bit more.
Do you try to figure out what that bird is?
Yes, but I'm realizing that the birds came into the conversation, so I was like, in the interest of full disclosure, I'm not trying to hide.
exist anymore.
I'm not wanting to hide anything, so I know what my bird truly is. Do you know what that bird is? Because I
Make
would.
a persuasion check. You've been doing well with roleplay, so you can do it with advantage.
Oh, okay, so that's a 26.
The snake shadow seems to be up to
That's what I
his
thought.
old
Oh.
tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good,
Every-
I'm glad he's alright.
Every good king needs a master of whispers. And it seems as if one is available.
I certainly would like to, if he feels comfortable later, ask him if the king is still alive. Because we weren't really sure when we left Summerfield. Nor were we sure if any of my family was alive.
The king does rise, and he does walk back to like a bookshelf, and he pulls out a map, brings it back, opens it up. It's like the map that you guys have, but more detailed. And he points to the southwest. The Ashen Tribes. Command of one, if you will. The Ashen Tribes. His voice is very deep and rough, and almost like he's slightly relieved to not have to be like playing diplomat anymore and more get to business. There are 3 major camps, thousands of people. Thousands of people not loyal to the king. Commander Knox will say, there are a great many farmers, hunters, shamans, warriors. And the king does nod, and resources. He looks directly at Vivian. I do not want them dead. A dead enemy feeds no one. Your act of defiance at the training grounds, at the proving grounds, was notable. But with that, my numbers have grown. How do I feed this many people? Supply them? All questions. And I believe that the Ashen Tribe has answers. They know how to tame this land, how to grow crops from nothing. They would be a great ally.
What caused the rift between your forces and the tribes to begin with?
They have never been loyal to my cause.
They just want to be left alone.
They have existed far longer than I have been west of the wall.
Well, I guess I'll ask. Are they native to over the wall, or are they just very
Their
long?
ancestors were a thousand years ago.
Did we meet any of the? Were those the people who tried to steal from us?
Mhm.
And they were
They
just-
weren't stealing from you.
Well, they were just scavenging.
Mhm.
So my perception of them at this point is they're just sort of.
Savages.
No, they were not savage.
No, we
I
got
would
that
not-
map from them.
No. Yeah, they barter. They're
By your definition, savages is right.
but they seem less savage than like the tribes that are outside where Cersei lived.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of the same vibe, but maybe
More civilized version.
There were also scavengers that you ran into. You didn't run into any of the shamans or warriors or anything. So,
voodoo folks.
The guidance.
Guidance. Well, have you? I don't mind attempting to talk to them because I think that you're correct. We have to ally everyone behind the wall before we can decide what happens over the wall or have any success there. Have you, I mean, do they have like a central tribal leader, or what? Am I going to be able to even walk in there without being arrowed in the head?
these are all things for you to decide. You now lead an army of 100+. You will take them. You will be led along the way by the Ember Bull. He will take you to the Ashen tribes, and then it is up to you to make them kneel.
I don't think that they necessarily need to kneel. I think you can have an alliance without subjugation. Isn't that what's led to the problems in the first place? It's constant subjugation.
You'll do as I ask.
So you want them to kneel, or you fine?
I need them loyal to my cause.
Well, there may be a way to do that without scaring them.
That is what I'm sending you for.
Right. More appealing messenger, I understand. Listen, I come from a family of agriculturists, so I will use that as best I can, and my parents always told me that you were better to
Okay, bye.
let something grow than stifle it. So if we can come to some sort of agreement in which they don't feel stifled so that they can continue to let everyone grow, I think that would be the best.
They will not easily be convinced.
No. But I also didn't know if I was going to survive the last few weeks, so
So the vibe it is giving you is you're not going to be able to go and talk to these people just like,
Okay.
hey, how you doing? It's not going to be how
right,
it goes.
we've got to probably fight to get into at the very least.
Either that or come up with some other way to get their attention.
Show
Do we?
force.
Well, or do we know do we know what they worship?
You have no idea.
Does the king have any idea?
He is not telling you anything. He's leaving you up to it to see what kind of
He's
a
testing
leader
me.
you are.
He's testing me to see. Well,
You have okay. So metagame. You now. So we're not.
I had like a small army.
You have an army of like 150 plus people, so it's no longer you guys being the ones doing things.
Right,
Like you have
it's
all these people you can command.
the queen and her forces
Yes.
will da 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 da.
Yes,
da.
so,
and I can
role
go
play
there and
wise,
be
you
like,
guys do not have to do everything on your own. You
Right.
have people to do things.
so I can walk into
So for
a
like
place with,
scouting
like,
parties
100
and
yes.
stuff, you can of course lead them, but you do not have to do them alone. If that makes sense.
So like I could say, okay, Locke, take these 15 guys, get the lay of the land.
Mhm. And when you guys are marching towards this, that's usually like historically what armies marching have done. They would send scouts
Scouts, yeah.
Yeah.
See what's
miles
ahead.
ahead to
Yes.
Yes.
Make sure
And
they're not
obviously
walking
I
So,
can,
yes,
like,
I'm just
I have
explaining
one-
this because it's very different than what you guys have
right.
been doing.
It's not a small party infiltrating. It's
It's an army.
send them in.
Yes.
You have to-
Which is fine. It's just a different. It's like when you play a video game and you send your party
Mhm.
of da 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 da, and then they come back with the report.
It's a little bit more RTS.
It's literally like, it reminds me of Dragon Age. Where you'd have the table and you'd say you can do this, this, and this, and then it would come back with the result based on which this you did.
When you return, if you return successful, your rabbit, you do kind of feel like a stiffening in the room. He still lives. The salamanders have him. Bring me the Ashen tribes, and then we will take care of the salamanders and get your friend back.
That would be a great boon.
You make a perception check, or make an insight check. How about that?
Mod 20.
14.
15.
Yeah, you guys all sense it. The king does kind of seem to move his head a little bit, like almost like out of distraction, like he's listening to something else. You do kind of hear like a bit of like a seismic shock, like nothing out of the ordinary from what you guys have been dealing with. The king does stand up and nod to you guys. It is almost ready. Good. I trust you will make me happy.
I trust we will try to make everyone happy.
He will
If
leave
it's
the
any-
room.
I was gonna say, because he wants honesty. I say, if it's any consolation, they sent us over the wall to take care of you. And
I
that
think
was
he's
not-
well aware of that.
Well, I know, but hearing it from us is different than him already knowing why we're here.
I look forward to discussing your places in my ranks when you return. And he will leave, as will Nox and Born. You guys will be escorted out. The doors to the king's chambers do close behind you. What are you guys doing? The Ember Bowl's still just standing there. It is kind of quiet for a few moments.
So you have a good bowl.
The air outside, it does feel a bit cooler now, despite
Yeah.
being in a volcano. But you guys are out, where there's at least some breeze. You've just shared a table with one of the most, if not the most powerful man west of the dam. A man who seemed to know far more than he should.
And seem to have some crazy ass powers.
Yeah, a man who casually reduced someone to ash.
So he doesn't tread lightly.
A man whose vision of the future sounds strangely reasonable. And somehow, that might be the most terrifying part for you.
Well, Flanagan, how did I do?
You did great, my queen.
Well, let's see if we can convince these tribesmen to be reasonable.
So the corridor beyond you guys is quiet. The Ember Bowl does still stand there, unmoving like he was before.
I go to the window.
You're outside of the room already.
Oh, okay. I was gonna see if the snake was going to say anything, actually.
Nope.
Leading the charge.
The Ember Bull, his gaze does meet yours a little bit.
How much bigger is this guy than me?
Pretty big.
Massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking like the
Vivian's
mountain.
like 5'2".
Not quite that tall, but pretty big, pretty wide. And then his head does go back down, waiting. No words, no explanation, just
Acknowledgement-ish.
simply an expectation that he will follow you when ready, or he will lead you when ready.
She said
Ma'am?
acknowledgement, and I did this.
Yeah.
Captain Harkin does wait nearby. For the first time since meeting him, he actually looks impressed. Didn't think you'd walk out of there.
You
Rosca
wouldn't
does
believe
let
the
out.
amount of times I've heard that.
Well, there was somebody that didn't walk out of there.
Rosca does kind of like laugh. Well, I thought we'd be dead whenever the old bastard started melting people. Don't really miss that bastard of Eric, though. Kind of a
It's
downer.
Cautionary tale of what can happen if you're consumed by revenge.
Geraldo will say, let that be a lesson not to say the wrong thing. It seems like he sees us all as children of sorts. He called him his son. I suppose we shouldn't do anything to piss off the proverbial father.
Remember that, everybody.
I did notice that. Yes, curious way. And even if by some strange amalgamation of things he was being literal, that makes me tread even more cautiously.
So, as you guys do walk back down, you're not led down there by Captain Harkin.
We're freemen.
A few things cross your mind. The meeting with the king. Do you believe him? Why did he kill Varric? What
Do we
secrets?
blame him for killing Barry?
Yep, that's another question. What could he be hiding?
It's just an interesting dichotomy, right? Like, we're going to do better and we're going to find ways not to...
He almost seemed to be carving out a place for you guys in some form of a king's council. Like Vivian, he heavily hinted at maybe having you be a second in command.
Well, I get
Possibly even a queen to his king, that sort of vibe.
I get the impression that there's a lot of teaching attempted. I mean, that if we don't fuck up, there's a lot of potential for I will show you how to potentially do things better than they have been done.
Locke, he did take note of your naval
Aptitude.
abilities, and there is a master of ships. Booker, you mentioned a master or a Lord Commander of the King's Guard. It's usually the Lord Commander of the Diamond Guard, but here it would probably be more the
Flame.
Waist Guard or something.
Lava guard.
The mountain guard.
Yeah, you guys wonder if that was kind of a genuine offer or what happened there.
We got more tests first.
You guys also are thinking, like, what was he talking about, saying it's almost ready, like he's whispering to something?
Yeah.
And
Don't like that.
you guys also want to know if he would actually be able to help you get Sammy back, because those salamanders seem like the real deal.
I have.
Oh, Nate was not happy when he brought Sammy up.
I mean,
You weren't happy that he offered to get your friend back?
I was more pissed off that he knew about everything that was going on.
and still hasn't done anything. So he's got the.
Why would he?
Well, yes, but still, Nate has emotional responses, which is human. That said, did the weird seismic-y thing that happened around the time he said it's almost ready remind me at all of the weird seismic stuff that was happening near the wall? That
No.
I don't believe at this point that he's also got a secret demon in the lurch, but there's been a lot of that. Secret demons and secret spaces.
No, and the seismic event, seemed to be
Just part of the
exactly what you guys
a
have
moving
experienced.
lava
It's like a
filled.
2 to 3
secret
weeks here.
weapon.
Yeah.
Secrets.
So you guys do make it back down to
Ultima.
your training grounds and the cages that you guys are in. Now they're left open. You guys can come and go as you want. Everybody does greet you. There are probably like 125-ish people.
These are our peoples.
Mm-hmm. Plus you guys, plus everybody, you're probably looking around like 130 or so people.
So are these all the people that fought with us and went through the same trials with us? So there is
The
a sense of
survivors.
probably companionship and loyalty to an extent.
Yes.
Especially, I hope they remember how I tried to help all of them.
So as you guys are resting, as I imagine you'll want to rest for the evening, make a perception check.
Keep this straight. 16?
You do notice that Ticket has been just kind of like really staring at you. You get like a feeling that he's been just like thinking and contemplating a lot. And as you do make eye contact with him from across the chambers, he does stand up and he comes over to you, and Booker is, I imagine, next to you. It looks like he's been thinking a lot. He finally stops before you guys, and he does drop down to one knee.
Take it.
Using these borrowed voices, as you guys have known him to speak. The Lord Commander of Chains. He motions to you, Booker. Strong shield. Looks at you, Vivian. Chain Queen. Ticket serve. Protect Queen. Protect Kingdom. Protect Chains. Places his hand over chest. If allowed. Before you can answer, a second figure does come up, as Flanagan does come up, as he does take a knee also. Then he won't stand alone. He does lower his head. You see the older soldier. I've served lords, I've served captains, I've served cowards. He looks directly at you. You're the first person that we followed because I wanted to. If you're building something better, some sort of Queen's Guard, I'll gladly help build it if you'd have me.
As I said, the only reason that I've had hope this long is because of the friends and companions I have around me, so I will never say no to that.
So they do kind of wait. Booker, you do know that it is ceremonial for the Lord Commander to knight them.
Yeah,
Aw.
I will knight them.
This is the birth of something important.
I mean, it's a bit of
Oh,
not so.
I'm sorry. Was I supposed to do something else?
No.
I'm just
It's
role
not
playing.
not the most
I've never been in a
nicest.
knighting.
It's kind of a
I'm new to
very
this
basic.
queen racket.
You would have seen Booker be sworn into your
Oh,
service.
as
Yeah.
like my
Yeah.
okay, because
So you probably
Could've
would
got
have
the-
probably would have
Okay.
done that to like your father, I imagine.
yeah.
The way
You probably
the
weren't paying
changeover.
attention too much to
I
it, though.
probably was playing with.
But you guys
My
do
house.
see the birth of something important. You see the birth of the Chained Guard. Not because you demanded the loyalty, but because you earned it. So your Chained Guard now consists of Flanagan and the Ticket of Crows.
And the Honesdale of Booker.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but that's Lord Commander.
he's the Lord Commander of
Commando.
two.
As you know, historically there are 9 of them, so you have 3. If you want to continue that history,
I don't have to like
or-
give them each a god, right?
No.
Because I'm not really.
So they didn't necessarily represent each of the
Right,
god.
it's
It was
just the
more the
number.
idea,
Yeah.
like of that holy number.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll come up with some fun.
But yeah, it's
Honorable
an
title.
excellent opportunity for you to start creating your own version of what you would like to see your Queen's Guard.
Okay. I'm gonna
Chain
we're
links.
gonna give him some fun titles somehow.
The chain link guard.
It's the Order
The
of
chain-
the Phoenix.
The Chained Guard.
I like the chain guard better, but I just realized like,
See you guys.
Order of the Phoenix.
that's what we'll call the mages.
Nope.
We don't want J.K.
No.
Rowling.
We don't want Warner Brothers or J.K. Rowling.
You have started the chained guard, is what we're going to call it.
Not the chain gang.
No.
Don't want John Cena coming after us. That
I might have to get them all. I might have to bestow them all with chains.
So you guys do spend some time telling the crew, the army, what you guys are doing. In the evening, your small little garrison does prepare. The training grounds that once held prisoners now hold soldiers. You see campfires burn, weapons being sharpened, armor repaired, stories exchanged. The atmosphere has changed from people thinking that they were once captives. They look like believers now.
They at least have a cause.
Yes. You are
They might
openly
be
referred to as the Queen of Chains, and yeah, not mockingly, not jokingly, but with respect. There's a tinge of hope. You guys do get ready for bed, but you do see one bunk in your cell is empty. Barracks. Where you once slept. Nobody occupies it. Nobody really speaks about it either.
No, the empty bed is a reminder to not let yourself be consumed by the flames of your ill content. I see.
Booker, at some point in the evening, Captain Harkin will come up to you. You know what's funny? He gestures around the camp. A month ago, half these people would have stabbed each other in the back for some stale bread. Now they gladly share it. You're building something. Makes a man wonder if the king knew exactly what he was doing with you.
Well, it did seem like he had a bit of a plan going on. Maybe he knows more than he's letting on.
Vivian, at some point during the night, Roscoe and I will approach you. You know that they're following you, right? Not him. And she gestures up towards the horn crown. You.
Well, I will try to be worthy of it. It's nice to feel like I have some measure of, I don't want to say power, that's the wrong word, but agency, again, I suppose. Does that make sense?
So-
like, she doesn't want to
yes.
say, like, I have power now,
Yes.
haha, it's, I have
I
the ability
have
to make
the power!
choices again.
Silvar Vey will approach you also.
Is he this shifty?
He's the one that was running the, I don't want to say racket, that's not right.
money laundering.
Yeah, that stole the minting material. He, from what you remember, he stole the actual material that the gold coins were being minted from and replaced it with phony stuff, so he was keeping the raw gold material. I guess that's kind of a racket because he's selling it back. So, yeah, racketeering, money laundering,
Yeah, fraud.
fraud, all the bad things that the IRS will come after you for.
Security and Exchange Commission.
Yeah, we had a one shot about what happens when the IRS comes after you.
Mm-hmm. So did I hear that there are these positions in your council or in the King's Council? I do know a thing or two about money. I also know a little bit about whispering.
A thing or two, you say?
I will take that under advisement.
Thank you for your consideration, my queen.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Because he's also the boss, isn't he?
Well, here's the thing. We have all sinned I'm sure in some way you are in
I
some
know.
ways the embodiment of a bit of sin.
I'd love to
So
know.
I'm not
just
saying that no one is irredeemable, but I
No,
need to get to
but-
know you better.
But it's just, I can crack a joke if I want to about it.
You sure can. That lets me know you're in good state.
You do see her all up. She does kind of ramshackle a new set of
Legs.
stilts. Not quite as good as
Poor-
Can I
the
get you
poor
a thing?
dwarf.
I mean, maybe we can find. Do you think?
Now that you have some time, she's probably
know,
been
can
able to. Do you want to try to help?
Yeah,
Are you proficient in tinker's tools or anything
I'm
like
a
that?
great alchemist.
I am
I can-
if you need
I can
me
probably
to
make them
actually
look
tinker stuff.
spiffy in some way or another.
I just don't have any tools.
Do you know who might have some tools? The 120 people that you
Well,
have.
yes, that's what I'm saying. Is
Okay.
I will ask around my forces to see if anybody has some tinkering.
Make a persuasion check or just a general charisma check.
Hear ye, I need help with some legs. My men, my forces of chains. It's pretty good. Charisma check.
What'd you get?
21.
21, that's really good. So you do gather some people that have like knowledge in tinkering tools, and you do get enough of them that they're quickly able to kind of create something new. And with the kind of ramshackle materials and all of them knowing that it's something that you wanted, they're able to actually kind of like make them like almost like these spring-loaded legs. So she
can jump.
has 30 feet of movement now instead of the usual 25 that
We have
dwarves
such a
have.
talented spate of people here. I am very proud. It's also just nice for Vivian to be able to walk around with her weird glowy shit and not have to worry about it anymore, by the way.
No. I do have a couple things, but it doesn't have to be done this night. It can be done later.
What are you doing?
One, eventually at some point I'd like to procure a new shield.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of shields. It just will be just a regular shield.
I think that's what I had before was just a regular shield.
Yeah, you had the fireproof stuff on it though.
Right, but I
That
mean,
was
before that,
temporary,
it was just
though.
a regular shield. I'm pretty sure. I don't think.
Yes,
it's like
there's any
just one
basic
shield.
weapon that you would ever want here.
Yeah.
In
I don't
these
think-
training grounds.
I think the only plus one thing you gave me was the armor. I don't think the shield was a plus one. I mean, at some point, would I? Which? Would
If I
think
had
the
a short rest,
Inquisitor
I think the only other thing I would do is practice my flying.
Crap. What was
I know
the
you
commander's
don't
name
need
again?
to.
So you guys have a long rest.
I know, but like, in theory,
Shit.
you know, since I just sort of learned I could fly, she might practice a little bit after a brief rest before she goes to bed. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I just, thematically, I like the idea of that. Like, I have my dramatic moment. Let me see if I can actually do this correctly.
Would I have a better idea? Would I think Inquisitor Knox or Commander Harkin?
Commander Bourne.
Bourne. Yeah, sorry,
Captain Harkin was the
I'm getting them mixed around.
yeah.
A better idea of maybe like a history and like people who have come through here.
You can absolutely do that.
I
hoping
didn't know. I didn't know who would I think I have a better idea of.
Ask
I'm
about
for
your
both of them.
grandpa,
Yeah,
goddammit.
that's why I'm getting to. I just didn't know if
Both
maybe.
of them.
Okay, I might try. I'll try Inquisitor Knox if I can find her.
Well, she's not down there with you.
I know, but that's why I mean eventually at some point.
Well, this is just one night, and then you guys are leaving the next morning, so you would not have time. I thought you were saying like what you could try to suss out just by your interaction with them. You could do that if you wanted.
Well, if they would know about it. Well,
I thought you were just asking if you picked up on any of their like backstory, history, or anything like that.
well, no. I just wanted to see if I could. The grandfather thing was. What
If I can.
I was going to ask about when we had the king there, but it didn't seem like it was going to naturally fit in, so I didn't
No.
say anything out. So
No, and you
I don't think you would.
will not be able to gain audience with the king's right and left hand that evening.
So just ask
Captain?
the captain.
Yeah, I'll ask
if
the captain.
I assume that Inquisitor Knox, I just wanted to thank her if I saw her, but she's not. Yeah, okay.
If they're
Throw that
both
in
if they're
there.
both indisposed.
Thank
then
you,
yeah.
ma'am, wherever you are.
Yeah, I'll ask Captain Harkness.
Harkin?
Harkin.
Not Jack.
Not Jack.
Sorry.
I'm going to get Sarah all
What do you
excited.
ask him?
You won't have to have any previous knowledge of any other, Diamond Crown that might have gone through here in the past. Well, say about
Not that I can say.
30, 40 years ago.
It would have been before my time.
Nobody that might.
Could ask the king.
It's a little late for that, unfortunately.
Aye.
Well,
I'm sure you could fetch a pretty penny by selling off that armor of yours.
I'm sure I could, but I don't think that people are going to like it if they try to use it. And how much like my armor that I have. But there's no rumors of any other homestead or anything that comes through here, is there?
Not that I know of.
No stories.
Not like they tell me any of the secrets anyway.
Well, I mean, we were at a tavern across the other side of the wall. They were talking about a story about Sir Conyo.
Who the fuck is that?
Well, I mean, he was a part of the Diamond Crown actually had above me. But my grandfather was also knew Sir Conyo, and seeing if he was shipped over across the wall. I just didn't know if anybody has ever heard anything about him.
Not I.
Well,
Spread your tales of glory and knighthood amongst the troops. I'm sure that they'll appreciate it more than me.
Man. He is unimpressed.
well, I wasn't trying to impress him. I was just.
I'm not saying that in character.
You guys doing anything else with this evening before you head out?
Nope.
Make my way back home and fly.
Just roll a d20 and add your spell.
It's really just like
Add your spell casting
cinematic,
modifier.
you know what I mean? It's more, she knows she can do it now, so let's just see how it goes. That's pretty good. Spell casting modifier.
Mhm.
So that's plus 4, mod 20.
You do begin to think, and the same thing kind of happens where you feel like you're almost off the ground, and then
Well, but I know the spell, so I can do it. Is
I
what
know,
I'm saying.
but-
I'm just,
you just cast the spell.
yeah, but I should.
I know, but do you cast the spell again? Is what I'm asking.
Oh, before a long rest, I might try. I'm just thematically giving her a chance to,
Yeah, so you feel like you can almost just do it at will, and then you do have to think and cast the actual spell, and you
Yeah.
do levitate.
There we go. Okay. Huzzah! I can fly, and also make other people fly.
The morning does arrive. We are going to go to break, though.
Okay.
Breakity break. Play game, seal kids, give back game on, donation link down below. See you guys for extra life stuff.
Woo!
The Jewel Isles, a realm steeped in ancient magic and political intrigue, witnessed epochs of turmoil and transformation. In the primordial era, leviathans and titans shaped the world's foundations before giving rise to giants, who brought order to the chaotic seas. As civilizations flourished, the Dragonborn emerged, revered for their draconic lineage. However, their prosperity led to envy and conflict. William Cordoba's rise saw the extinction of the Dragonborn under the Cordobas, marking an era of ruthless rule and suppression. After Cordoba's fall, Lambert Leon usurped power through cunning, heralding an era obsessed with dragons and dominance. Lambert's decree for a diamond dragonborn bride sparked intrigue and suspicion, culminating in a marriage of his firstborn son and the diamond dragonborn. Amidst political machinations and whispers of ancient powers, the Jewel Isles stood on the brink of unrest. The quest for the Diamond Throne, fueled by bloodshed and manipulation, continued to shape the fate of the Isles, where alliances were forged and broken in the relentless pursuit of power and legacy. In the distant past, a vast and turbulent sea dominated by ancient leviathans and titans stretched endlessly. These majestic beings, embodiments of primal forces, shaped the world's foundations. From their essence emerged the giants' wise and powerful creatures, guided by prophecies and visions. With their magic and courage, the giants transformed the chaotic sea into islands and mountains, bringing order and stability. They became revered as the architects of a new world where life flourished amidst the echoes of primordial creation. As the giants began to settle into their new domains, conflicts inevitably arose among them and their primordial progenitors. The once unified effort to shape the world splintered into factions vying for dominance over the newly formed lands and seas. What started as disagreements escalated into full-scale war, where titanic battles raged across continents created and destroyed in the throes of their conflict. The war was devastating for both sides. Lands trembled and mountains crumbled under the fury of primordial and giant clashes. Cities and civilizations rose only to be swept away by the tide of battle. Countless lives were lost on both sides as primordials and giants alike fell in the struggle for supremacy. Facing imminent extinction, the giants turned to desperate measures. In their darkest hour, they sought the aid of the dragons, ancient, powerful beings born of fire and magic. The dragons, once revered as majestic guardians of the world, reluctantly agreed to join the fray. Their fiery breath and formidable strength turned the tide of battle for a time, pushing back the relentless onslaught of the primordials. However, the cost was high. Many dragons perished in the brutal conflict, their lives sacrificed in the service of the giants' cause. As the war dragged on, the dragons began to question the righteousness of their alliance. The cruelty and ruthlessness of some giants towards both primordial and dragon alike soured the dragons' loyalty. In their anguish and desperation, the dragons turned to their own creators, the elder dragons, ancient beings from realms beyond mortal understanding. These elder dragons, embodiments of cosmic balance and justice, answered the call of their creations. With thunderous roars that shook the heavens and wings that blotted out the sun, the elder dragons descended upon the war-torn lands. The arrival of the elder dragons was cataclysmic. Their wrath was swift and unforgiving, laying waste to both giants and primordials without distinction. In their wake, cities burned, mountains crumbled, and seas boiled. The centuries-old conflict came to an abrupt and brutal end, as the elder dragons reshaped the world once more, restoring a fragile balance to the ravaged lands. When the dust settled, there were no more giants, no more primordials, and only a handful of dragons remained. The once mighty civilizations built by giants lay in ruins, their legacy lost to the annals of history. The world, scarred and forever changed by the folly of war, now bore witness to the power and wrath of those who had shaped its destiny since time immemorial. After they ended the War of the Creators, the Elder Dragons laid down their bodies to form the very islands the Jewel Isles are formed of. From their bodies and the surviving dragons came dragonkin to settle the newfound lands. After the Elder Dragons ended the cataclysmic war, they merged with the land, forming the foundation of the Jewel Isles. From the surviving dragons came diverse dragonkin, settling these new lands. Guided by ancient wisdom, they built cities and monuments honouring their ancestors' sacrifice. The dragonkin flourished, forging alliances with creatures of the Isles, cultivating a realm of magic and peace. Dragonheart Grove, where elder dragon spirits resided, became a sacred sanctuary. Amidst the tranquility, life thrived in harmony with echoes of ancient conflict and the enduring legacy of their creators. For over 2,000 years, the dragonkin reigned over the 7 kingdoms of the Jewel Isles. After settling the lands, they welcomed men, dwarfs, elves, and other creatures from distant realms into their fold. This era was marked by relative peace, where the dragon gods held sway over divine magic, though the deities of other races also found their place, albeit subordinate. Historians hold varied opinions, yet they unanimously regard it as a golden age for Dragonborn. The ruling dynasty, known as the Draconis, favoured those with draconic lineage, bestowing lands, titles and wealth upon them. Details of this epoch remain shrouded, as much of its written history was obliterated by William Cordoba in his campaign to bring an end to this era. William Cordoba, driven by a fervent desire to eradicate dragons and their kin, led a revolution that shook the Jewel Isles to its core. The Dragonborn, favoured during the Age of the Drakes, became targets of Cordoba's wrath. Backed by a coalition spanning nearly all non-draconic inhabitants of the realm, Cordoba waged a relentless campaign to purge every creature with dragon blood coursing through their veins. The war was brutal and unrelenting, spanning 5 long years of devastation and upheaval. Cordoba's forces swept across the 7 kingdoms, laying waste to cities and villages alike in their zealous pursuit. Dragonkin, who had once flourished under the benevolent rule of the Draconis, now faced annihilation at the hands of Cordoba's armies. King William Cordoba, propelled by his ambition and the support of the populace, seized control of the Jewel Isles through sheer force of arms. With the fall of the Dragonborn nobility and the eradication of their allies, Cordoba ushered in a new era marked by his dominion. The once peaceful realms of the Jewel Isles were forever scarred by the horrors of this conflict. The memory of the Age of the Drakes and its Dragonborn rulers faded into whispered tales and scattered ruins, while Cordoba's ascension cast a long shadow over the land. William Cordoba's rule over the 7 kingdoms endured for a century, marked by strict authoritarianism and the suppression of dragon worship. His death from old age passed the throne to his eldest son Henry, who continued his father's iron-fisted governance for another century. During Henry's reign, the realm faced internal strife. Raithran's rebellion weakened the unity of the 7 kingdoms, providing an opportunity for Henry's ambitious viceroy to seize power. The usurpation marked the end of Henry's rule and the beginning of a turbulent era under the new regime. Under Cordoba's legacy, the Diamond Games emerged as a brutal spectacle where kingdoms competed in bloody gladiatorial combat for the entertainment of the king. This vicious display of power served to distract and subdue the populace, reinforcing the authority of the throne through fear and spectacle. Cordoba's disdain for the dragon gods persisted throughout his lineage's rule. He deemed dragon worship an abomination and enforced strict penalties for its practitioners. Those who refused to abandon their faith faced severe punishment. First-time offenders lost their eyes, and second-time offenders lost their heads, reinforcing the harsh consequences of defying Cordoba's decrees. As generations passed, the memory of the Age of the Drakes and the once prosperous Dragonborn faded into distant legend. The Jewel Isles bore witness to a new age of oppression and bloodshed under the Cordoba dynasty, where power was maintained through brutality and the subjugation of dissent. After the Second Sunder, a cataclysmic event that shattered the spectral continent, the Jewel Isles were thrown into turmoil once more. Raithran's rebellion, stemming from the Emerald Grove, sought to challenge the oppressive rule of House Duas over the Sapphire Shores. The rebellion culminated in the complete destruction of the Grove, leaving behind no trace of the once proud island realm. The annihilation of the Emerald Grove was swift and merciless, wiping out its inhabitants and erasing its existence from the realm. The reasons and methods behind its destruction remained shrouded in mystery, a puzzle that intrigued and baffled scholars and officials alike. In response to the devastation, King Henry's court issued a proclamation. Anyone who could provide credible information uncovering the truth behind the Grove's destruction would be granted the prestigious title of Lord or Lady of Hargrave. Additionally, they would be rewarded with control over the lucrative Sapphire Mine, a symbol of wealth and power within the Jewel Isles. The promise of such riches and status spurred adventurers, scholars, and opportunists to scour ancient texts, delve into forgotten ruins, and interview survivors of the rebellion. Each sought to piece together the puzzle of what befell the Emerald Grove and why. The competition for the title of Lord or Lady of Hargrave intensified as rumours and theories circulated, fueling intrigue and ambition across the fractured kingdoms. Meanwhile, amidst the upheaval and uncertainty, the Jewel Isles trembled on the brink of further instability. The legacy of William Cordoba's harsh rule loomed large, casting a shadow over the land even as new contenders vied for power and influence. With the Jewel Isles plunged into chaos following Raithran's rebellion and the obliteration of House Duas, the stability of King Henry Cordoba's reign faltered. Sensing an opportunity amid the turmoil, Lambert Leon, the ambitious viceroy, plotted his ascension to the throne through cunning and deceit. Under the guise of loyalty, Lambert orchestrated a series of calculated maneuvers that swiftly eroded King Cordoba's authority. Through subtle manipulation and strategic alliances, Lambert sowed seeds of doubt and dissent among Henry's loyalists. Before King Cordoba could react, Lambert had secured the backing of key nobles, military commanders, and influential figures across the Seven Kingdoms. In a swift and unexpected turn of events, Lambert Leon's forces surrounded Henry Cordoba, capturing him without bloodshed. The once mighty king, now isolated and betrayed, faced the grim reality of his downfall. Lambert, praised for his astute political manoeuvring and the minimal loss of life during the coup, proclaimed himself the new ruler of the Jewel Isles. The aftermath of Henry Cordoba's ousting ushered in a period of minor skirmishes and clashes between factions loyal to House Leon and remnants of House Cordoba. The lingering tensions from the sudden upheaval simmered across the realms for 3 tumultuous years, as supporters of the old regime and the new establishment vied for dominance. Lambert Leon's rise to power was heralded as a triumph of diplomacy over brute force, contrasting sharply with the ruthless legacy of William Cordoba. His calculated approach to governance aimed to restore stability and prosperity to the Jewel Isles, while his predecessor's actions had left a stain of extinction upon the realm's history. As Lambert consolidated his rule, he faced the daunting task of rebuilding fractured alliances and reconciling a populace scarred by years of conflict and uncertainty. The shadows of past atrocities and betrayals lingered, casting a pall over the once glorious Jewel Isles, now navigating a new era under the banner of House Leon. House Leon's obsession with dragons became a defining trait of their rule over the Jewel Isles. Lambert Leon, having ascended to power through cunning and diplomatic finesse, firmly believed that dragons were the pinnacle of power and wisdom. He sought to revive the legacy of the extinct diamond dragonborns, mythical beings revered for their majestic lineage and potent draconic heritage. Despite exhaustive efforts to locate a diamond dragonborn suitor among the dwindling remnants of dragon kin, none had been found since their tragic demise at the hands of the Cordobus centuries ago. Nevertheless, Lambert decreed that the first in the Leon bloodline who remained unmarried would be wedded to a diamond dragonborn should one ever be discovered. This decree became a symbol of House Leon's determination to reclaim the lost glory of dragons within the Jewel Isles. Meanwhile, remnants of House Cordoba's reign lingered in the form of the Nine Gods, deities imposed upon the region by the former rulers. These gods remained paramount in the religious and cultural practices of the Isles, though Lambert Leon allowed some degree of tolerance toward worship of the ancient dragon gods that predated Cordoba's regime. However, tolerance came with conditions. Those caught practicing the old ways, venerating the dragon gods over the nine, faced a choice. Either renounce their beliefs and accept the supremacy of the nine gods, or face exile beyond the Dam of Fire. The Dam of Fire, a formidable natural barrier marking the western edge of the Jewel Isles, served as both a physical and symbolic boundary between acceptance and rejection of House Leon's rule. As Lambert Leon navigated the delicate balance of religious tolerance and dragon obsession, the Jewel Isles entered a new era fraught with intrigue, ambition, and the persistent echoes of a tumultuous past. The quest for a diamond dragonborn bride became a beacon of hope and ambition, while the spectre of exile beyond the Dam of Fire loomed ominously for those who dared defy the new order established by House Leon. House Duranet's discovery of a diamond dragonborn sent shockwaves through the Jewel Isles, sparking both awe and apprehension. As Lambert Leon, driven by his obsession with dragons and the desire to unite his bloodline with the ancient lineage, eagerly awaited an opportunity to fulfill his decree. House Velanet, pledged to marry their eldest daughter to Lambert's heir, Landulf Leon, found themselves on the brink of a grand alliance. However, tragedy struck swiftly and mercilessly. In a violent storm that raged across the sea, fate intervened with cruel finality. The entire Velanet family perished as their ship succumbed to the unforgiving depths, leaving behind questions and suspicions that echoed through the realm. Amidst whispers of foul play and orchestrated tragedy to fulfill King Lambert's wishes, the Jewel Isles mourned the loss of House Velanet, while grappling with the sudden upheaval of alliances and ambitions. Lambert, undeterred by the shadows cast over the Velanet incident, wasted no time in seizing upon the opportunity fate had presented. In a solemn ceremony tinged with both reverence and controversy, Lambert Leon wedded his son Landulf to the newly discovered diamond dragonborn. The union symbolized not only the culmination of Lambert's quest to restore the legacy of dragons, but also the consolidation of House Leon's power and influence over the fractured kingdoms. Yet, even as celebrations heralded the newfound union, lingering doubts and suspicions continued to haunt the Jewel Isles. The sudden and convenient demise of House Velenay fueled speculation and unrest among the nobility and common folk alike. The fragile peace that Lambert Léon sought to uphold now stood on the precipice of distrust and dissent, as old wounds reopened and new rivalries simmered beneath the surface. As the realm navigated the aftermath of these momentous events, the legacy of dragons and the machinations of power continued to weave a tapestry of ambition and intrigue across the Jewel Isles. A realm filled with chaos, rebellions, destruction, and death. Can it ever be wrangled and brought to peace? What happens next, you may ask? Well, those stories are yet to be told. Join us for Campaign 2 on Potato Place Gaming. Adventures await in the Jewel Isles. The Jewel Isles, a realm steeped in ancient magic and political intrigue, witnessed epochs of turmoil and transformation. In the primordial era, Leviathans and Titans shaped the world's foundations before giving rise to giants, who brought order to the chaotic seas. As civilizations flourished, the Dragonborn emerged, revered for their draconic lineage. However, their prosperity led to envy and conflict. William Cordoba's rise saw the extinction of the Dragonborn under the Cordobas, marking an era of ruthless rule and suppression. After Cordoba's fall, Lambert Léon usurped power through cunning, heralding an era obsessed with dragons and dominance. Lambert's decree for a diamond dragonborn bride sparked intrigue and suspicion, culminating in a marriage of his firstborn son and the diamond dragonborn. Amidst political machinations and whispers of ancient powers, the Jewel Isles stood on the brink of unrest. The quest for the Diamond Throne, fueled by bloodshed and manipulation, continued to shape the fate of the Isles, where alliances were forged and broken in the relentless pursuit of power and legacy. In the distant past, a vast and turbulent sea dominated by ancient leviathans and titans stretched endlessly. These majestic beings, embodiments of primal forces, shaped the world's foundations. From their essence emerged the giants' wise and powerful creatures, guided by prophecies and visions. With their magic and courage, the giants transformed the chaotic sea into islands and mountains, bringing order and stability. They became revered as the architects of a new world where life flourished amidst the echoes of primordial creation. As the giants began to settle into their new domains, conflicts inevitably arose among them and their primordial progenitors. The once unified effort to shape the world splintered into factions vying for dominance over the newly formed lands and seas. What started as disagreements escalated into full-scale war, where titanic battles raged across continents created and destroyed in the throes of their conflict. The war was devastating for both sides. Lands trembled and mountains crumbled under the fury of primordial and giant clashes. Cities and civilizations rose only to be swept away by the tide of battle. Countless lives were lost on both sides as primordials and giants alike fell in the struggle for supremacy. Facing imminent extinction, the giants turned to desperate measures. In their darkest hour, they sought the aid of the dragon's ancient powerful beings born of fire and magic. The dragons, once revered as majestic guardians of the world, reluctantly agreed to join the fray. Their fiery breath and formidable strength turned the tide of battle for a time, pushing back the relentless onslaught of the primordials. However, the cost was high. Many dragons perished in the brutal conflict, their lives sacrificed in the service of the giants' cause. As the war dragged on, the dragons began to question the righteousness of their alliance. The cruelty and ruthlessness of some giants towards both primordial and dragon alike soured the dragons' loyalty. In their anguish and desperation, the dragons turned to their own creators, the elder dragons, ancient beings from realms beyond mortal understanding. These elder dragons, embodiments of cosmic balance and justice, answered the call of their creations. With thunderous roars that shook the heavens and wings that blotted out the sun, the elder dragons descended upon the war-torn lands. The arrival of the elder dragons was cataclysmic. Their wrath was swift and unforgiving, laying waste to both giants and primordials without distinction. In their wake, cities burned, mountains crumbled, and seas boiled. The centuries-old conflict came to an abrupt and brutal end, as the elder dragons reshaped the world once more, restoring a fragile balance to the ravaged lands. When the dust settled, there were no more giants, no more primordials, and only a handful of dragons remained. The once mighty civilizations built by giants lay in ruins, their legacy lost to the annals of history. The world, scarred and forever changed by the folly of war, now bore witness to the power and wrath of those who had shaped its destiny since time immemorial. After they ended the War of the Creators, the elder dragons laid down their bodies to form the very islands the Jewel Isles are formed of. From their bodies and the surviving dragons came dragonkin to settle the newfound lands. After the elder dragons ended the cataclysmic war, they merged with the land, forming the foundation of the Jewel Isles. From the surviving dragons came diverse dragonkin, settling these new lands. Guided by ancient wisdom, they built cities and monuments honouring their ancestors' sacrifice. The dragonkin flourished, forging alliances with creatures of the Isles, cultivating a realm of magic and peace. Dragonheart Grove, where elder dragon spirits resided, became a sacred sanctuary. Amidst the tranquility, life thrived in harmony with echoes of ancient conflict and the enduring legacy of their creators. For over 2,000 years, the dragonkin reigned over the 7 kingdoms of the Jewel Isles. After settling the lands, they welcomed men, dwarfs, elves, and other creatures from distant realms into their fold. This era was marked by relative peace, where the dragon gods held sway over divine magic, though the deities of other races also found their place, albeit subordinate. Historians hold varied opinions, yet they unanimously regard it as a golden age for Dragonborn. The ruling dynasty, known as the Draconis, favoured those with draconic lineage, bestowing lands, titles and wealth upon them. Details of this epoch remain shrouded, as much of its written history was obliterated by William Cordoba in his campaign to bring an end to this era. William Cordoba, driven by a fervent desire to eradicate dragons and their kin, led a revolution that shook the Jewel Isles to its core. The Dragonborn, favoured during the Age of the Drakes, became targets of Cordoba's wrath. Backed by a coalition spanning nearly all non-draconic inhabitants of the realm, Cordoba waged a relentless campaign to purge every creature with dragon blood coursing through their veins. The war was brutal and unrelenting, spanning 5 long years of devastation and upheaval. Cordoba's forces swept across the 7 kingdoms, laying waste to cities and villages alike in their zealous pursuit. Dragonkin, who had once flourished under the benevolent rule of the Dracones, now faced annihilation at the hands of Cordoba's armies. King William Cordoba, propelled by his ambition and the support of the populace, seized control of the Jewel Isles through sheer force of arms. With the fall of the dragonborn nobility and the eradication of their allies, Cordoba ushered in a new era marked by his dominion. The once peaceful realms of the Jewel Isles were forever scarred by the horrors of this conflict. The memory of the Age of the Drakes and its dragonborn rulers faded into whispered tales and scattered ruins, while Cordoba's ascension cast a long shadow over the land. William Cordoba's rule over the 7 kingdoms endured for a century, marked by strict authoritarianism and the suppression of dragon worship. His death from old age passed the throne to his eldest son Henry, who continued his father's iron-fisted governance for another century. During Henry's reign, the realm faced internal strife. Raithran's rebellion weakened the unity of the 7 kingdoms, providing an opportunity for Henry's ambitious viceroy to seize power. The usurpation marked the end of Henry's rule and the beginning of a turbulent era under the new regime. Under Cordoba's legacy, the Diamond Games emerged as a brutal spectacle where kingdoms competed in bloody gladiatorial combat for the entertainment of the king. This vicious display of power served to distract and subdue the populace, reinforcing the authority of the throne through fear and spectacle. Cordoba's disdain for the dragon gods persisted throughout his lineage's rule. He deemed dragon worship an abomination and enforced strict penalties for its practitioners. Those who refused to abandon their faith faced severe punishment. First-time offenders lost their eyes, and second-time offenders lost their heads, reinforcing the harsh consequences of defying Cordoba's decrees. As generations passed, the memory of the Age of the Drakes and the once prosperous Dragonborn faded into distant legend. The Jewel Isles bore witness to a new age of oppression and bloodshed under the Cordoba dynasty, where power was maintained through brutality and the subjugation of dissent. After the Second Sunder, a cataclysmic event that shattered the spectral continent, the Jewel Isles were thrown into turmoil once more. Raithran's rebellion, stemming from the Emerald Grove, sought to challenge the oppressive rule of House Duas over the Sapphire Shores. The rebellion culminated in the complete destruction of the Grove, leaving behind no trace of the once proud island realm. The annihilation of the Emerald Grove was swift and merciless, wiping out its inhabitants and erasing its existence from the realm. The reasons and methods behind its destruction remained shrouded in mystery, a puzzle that intrigued and baffled scholars and officials alike. In response to the devastation, King Henry's court issued a proclamation. Anyone who could provide credible information uncovering the truth behind the Grove's destruction would be granted the prestigious title of Lord or Lady of Hargrave. Additionally, they would be rewarded with control over the lucrative Sapphire Mine, a symbol of wealth and power within the Jewel Isles. The promise of such riches and status spurred adventurers, scholars, and opportunists to scour ancient texts, delve into forgotten ruins, and interview survivors of the rebellion. Each sought to piece together the puzzle of what befell the Emerald Grove and why. The competition for the title of Lord or Lady of Hargrave intensified as rumours and theories circulated, fueling intrigue and ambition across the fractured kingdoms. Meanwhile, Amidst the upheaval and uncertainty, the Jewel Isles trembled on the brink of further instability. The legacy of William Cordoba's harsh rule loomed large, casting a shadow over the land even as new contenders vied for power and influence. With the Jewel Isles plunged into chaos following Raithran's rebellion and the obliteration of House Duas, the stability of King Henry Cordoba's reign faltered.
Boop.
Welcome back.
Thanks for waiting.
As the morning does find you, as many things have happened. The chains of perdition and your army, and the chain guard now does. I guess you guys are leaving unless you do anything else. Ash does fall from the sky above like snow. The soldiers do gather, packs are loaded, weapons are checked. Are you taking the entirety of your garrison with you? Are you leaving any behind? What are you doing?
War Council. What do we think? That's a legitimate. I don't know.
Well,
Sammy's going to be so lost when he comes back.
We have an army?
I mean, we probably don't need to have a full army if we're trying to be coming out and making them seem like we're allies.
Do we know how big these savages are?
No.
What level of...
You didn't ask? Nope.
Power level.
Well, what's their power level? I mean,
Asking around, people that are there probably
we're
spend some
going
time in
into-
the Red Wastes. You get maybe like 1,000, somewhere around there.
Okay. A bunch of farmers and stuff, 100 armed people versus that is pretty easy still.
Also shamans and
Warriors.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I don't...
think of them culturally like they're like a nomadic, wandering people that survive off of the... What? What's that face for?
They're like the Mongols.
That's
very different.
Think of them
tear down my city wall.
Think of them a little bit like Dothraki, a little bit in that regard. They're wandering
well, but you see
nomadic
what I'm
people
trying to figure out here
that
is-
have weird, strange religion beliefs that are tall tale told. You don't really quite know what's true and what's not.
We see fire. They're not going to be impressed by fire. I know that much. It's everywhere here. They got fire.
Yeah, we see that all the
They
time.
got fire for days here.
We got fire over here, we got fire over there.
Gosh, it's too bad.
He's
that
even on
Sammy's
fire.
not here because he could create a little flower in front of them, and they'd be so impressed. They can do that too. I don't know the right answer to that. My inclination is we probably need to, because if things go south, I don't know. War Council, what do you think?
I mean,
You got to ask yourself, what would the benefit of leaving people behind be?
That's what I'm saying. I don't.
What's
I'm
the
not.
benefit of taking them versus leaving them?
I mean, I don't need to protect the king. So, at this point,
I mean, we don't know how many people they need to protect all the rest of the people that.
but these are my people.
Right, but there's still people that are living
Yes,
in there that
but
aren't your soldiers.
no, and that's what I'm saying. So they'll protect the king. So why would we leave? I mean, they didn't. 2 weeks ago, he didn't have any. None of these people were his to begin with anyway. They all could have died in the trials. So we're essentially, if we take all of them, we're just leaving them with.
Yeah, and ballpark numbers, he's probably looking around somewhere between 5,000 to 8,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm
people
saying.
he has.
We're just taking a chunk that didn't even exist 2 weeks ago, technically.
But you get from that conversation that his numbers are almost too big and boistered now that
Right,
almost
they
might
need the
be,
resources.
yeah,
So
to the
I
point
think
of starvation and
we probably
things
need
like
to
that.
take everybody, because if we don't negotiate this well, we're going to need all we can get.
you'd
from
also be leaving fresh recruits on their own.
Yeah, they don't know. I mean, this is their only loyalty they have, so
But they will do whatever you tell them to do.
I think we take all of them. And now that said, I think the plan should be Locke will take the most equipped, like scouty types, a good chunk of them, and scout ahead. I would like that.
Yeah, you can gather, I don't know, like 10 to 15 people good at scouting. Only one, Silvar, will join you, obviously.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I mean, Bean can help too. I can send Bean with him if he's okay with that.
Cersei will also be a part of that
Figured.
scouting party. And it's not so much like you guys will always be scouting. It's like you take turns.
Yeah.
What was that? Barking spider?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's step off our frog.
A forg?
I can't talk tonight.
Good night,
So
everybody.
what happened to the saber-tooth spider?
My lord.
A snappington.
Snapturla.
Saber-tooth panther?
Pampa. Okay.
Anyway.
We're taking the forces.
let's get
We're doing some scouting.
So
I want to make it clear, and I don't need to do I'm not going to do like a speech, but I want the vibe to be, I don't have a cool horse to like ride in front of them. I saved my speech for that moment. To tell them we'll keep our wives, but
none of them have
they'll
horses.
take our wives.
The only one that does have a horse is the Ember Bull.
I was going
I
to say,
know.
concealed it.
And he's going with us.
Can I ride on the back of his horse and get
No, you may not.
I'm absolutely kidding.
He's gonna say
I'm
no
just
to that.
glad. Listen, I'm just glad he glanced at me. That's progress, okay?
Oh, another bit of dialogue that I kind of skipped was that the king sends the Ember Bull with you, and he will say that the bull's march is over. They're almost ready. That was another thing I forgot to say.
The Bulls' march is over. They're almost ready.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
The bull's march is over.
So he's done patrolling. He's working with us.
He's done
he doesn't have to
because he's done patrolling the bull's march, gathering new recruits because they are almost ready.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
done trolling the sands because he's with me now.
He's done his job. He's now
Not necessarily because of you, but because
Right, because he's got
his
new
okay.
task.
His next step is in progress. Here you go, buddy. Listen to this, young one.
the bull has been marching for quite a long time.
Well, aren't we glad we can offer him a change of scenery? Something tells me he doesn't care.
Change of scene.
I
about
told
to
you,
say.
it's your job to make small talk with him, okay? Not mine. Okay, so let me go back to what I was saying, which is the initial plan is we get what we can get from scouting. If by some off chance we can get lucky and I don't want to not kidnap anybody, but have an isolated group that we can talk to get more of a, what's your deal, bro? You see what I'm saying? If we can have that happen, great. So we can have some
Hostages are really good at bartering peace.
No, I'm not
Yes.
saying hostages.
I am. That's a very good way to solve a conflict without bloodshed.
Well, I don't want to kidnap a bunch of women and children, but by golly, I'll do it
Who says you have to kidnap women and children?
Well,
You
that's
have
true.
to kidnap somebody of importance.
If we get a freaky shaman that looks important, lots of doodads, let's grab them.
If we
And again, peacefully, but it's like if you won't
Peacefully
listen,
kidnap them.
well, if you won't listen to me by just walking in politely, which is obviously the implication that the king has made
Minimal
clear.
bloodshed.
Yes, because
that
how do you breed?
You do not know of any situation.
I don't
like
want to
this
go
that
in and
ends-
slaughter a bunch of people because we need
You don't
them.
know of any situation of this historically that has happened without some sort
Right.
of bloodshed or conflict. Though.
But what?
You
what-
just want it to not be a genocide.
Yes, I would like to avoid that. I would like to, because first of all, we need them anyway. Okay, they're important people. But how am I going to continue to do this with other groups if I'm just like, I'm going to murder enough of you till you give up? Well, first of all, then there's my resources down the drain. Second of all, we established that we're trying to do things a little bit differently. So I'm gonna take the Alexander the Great approach, the Saladin approach, where I come in and it's a little rough. Okay, it's a little rough at first, but then once I'm there, I'm gonna understand you. I'm going to say it's all going to be fine if you just, we do this cause, but also you can continue your weird shamanism. That's fine. Like, that is literally, for context, Alexander the Great's method and Saladin's methods.
Saladin told the guy that was the Grand Vizier, I think that's what they were called. He told him, he's like, if he offers you water, you have to take it, otherwise he gets to cut your head off. And the guy said no, and he's like, well, I guess I got to cut your head off now. But I told you, I tried. You should have drank water. They literally would go up to like the highest peaks and like take like snow and transport it down, and then have their honored guests drink from it. And if they refused, it was considered bad.
But that said, that's even what the Chinese Communist Party did before they decided that people are dying now. It's okay. Just fertilize the crops. It's fine.
Yeah.
They started out okay. They were definitely a better alternative, and then whoopsie poopsie, we went.
Let's play
there.
D&D.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. As a D&D player and taking real historical methodologies and trying to apply them
get Alexander the Great
successfully. Yeah. Alexander the Great being probably who I am allegedly related to.
Okay.
Allegedly.
No. Well, I wish I was related. I mean, that guy, he'd get things done.
Pretty sure most people would be. So, you guys are right there, and the Ashlands are kind of like up around there.
Make our way.
Yeah.
Just you guys are going southwest.
Southwest. Does my plan, is that acceptable? Have I explained it well enough? Because I know this is like, we're not doing small scale, like, sneakity snackety. I've got to fight
army.
Some stone
You can move as
giants
silently as an army can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the scouts will basically alert us of anything if we need to grab people. Blah blah blah.
So
did they give us back all of our gear then? Since we're okay.
Yeah.
Did everybody take their long rest, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna roll for my daily stuff.
So only because I don't know who actually has these items, I have them on lock right now. But there is the Lantern Keeper's key ring, which is Thieves' Tools, which I know Locke actually does have.
Yeah.
There is the Stormglass Prism, which can predict the weather and can cast Fog Cloud. I don't know who has that.
I thought that was Sammy.
No.
Wasn't it Sammy?
Well, it's also a navigation thing.
You can have it if you want to.
And then there's also the Ashen Lens, which gives a +2 perception when used as a spyglass.
That was yours.
I think I only took
you
like
had
the
spyglass.
coat.
Do I have all three of those items?
I think you do. Because
Then I have all three of those items.
I had the only thing I took from the lantern.
You have the coat.
Was the coat.
Yeah.
And we traded the book for that map.
Yes.
Yes.
The spell book.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we all knew what was there. That way, as we're getting ready to do this. Yes. Especially since that perception using it as a spyglass is going to be good for what we have to do.
Well, yeah, your part especially.
So I just wanted to make sure we had all of that before.
I got my 10 hit points up.
I'm also
My 2 and done spells ready to go. Which, if you think it will be useful at any point, let me know if I need to do a little fly on you or something. Because I can do it to other people.
Oh, and then I technically have this other thing because I didn't want Booker to have it.
Oh, the liquor.
Yeah.
I'll also do.
How's his soul situation going?
It's down to 35 because I haven't killed anybody. So.
Well, he might get to. So.
Yeah, 35. You're right.
It
It was up to 37, but
yeah. I will cast Aid. So we'll say, I guess probably definitely you.
so you're marching over several days, so you don't have to.
Okay, can I keep whatever I rolled though for like
Sure.
10 pit? I mean, when it applies.
Yeah.
I just like to have
So
it on
what does aid do? Is that in 8 hours? Is that all
Yeah,
day?
it's 8 hours. A player gets an increase to their current hit points increased by 5 for the
So
duration.
we'll just say that that's active at the beginning of each day to save time.
Mhm.
But just remember to mark off that spell slot.
Yeah, I'll do it to Vivian, Locke, I guess Cersei. We don't have Sam.
Do it to the bowl.
I don't like the bull needs it.
You can always do it to yourself.
Yeah.
Well,
Snooze, you lose.
I'm pretty robust.
Over this first day of travel, the crowned horn, or horned crown, does shrink behind you. The volcanic fortress that the king beyond the Red Wastes is in. The wastes stretch endlessly ahead. You guys do come across different things. The landscape does shift and change, like black glass fields, volcanic ridges, ashen dunes, dead trees, dead patches of trees, not quite forests, but large clumps of trees that seem to have been heated and petrified over time. The world does feel abandoned, even more so as you get further and further out here. It feels forgotten and broken. Locke, make a... what do you think we should do for scouting? Just perception.
That or survival. I'd much rather have perception because it's way better than survival, but it's up to you.
Trying to do so without raising alarm, from anything you might be looking at. I feel like survival is more appropriate.
Okay. That's a 14.
14. You do, with a few others that you're scouting with,
You could also
go forward.
I could have also probably argued stealth, but I'll keep the survival for now.
Silvar will come back to you. There seems to be a campfire and some sort of gathering. I saw maybe 1 or 2 people. It was strange, though, this fire. It burned not orange, not red, but gray. I did not get that good of a look at it.
Which direction was it?
No point. It's pretty much towards the way you're going.
I'll pull out my spyglass and focus in on that area to see if I get a better look.
So you do zoom in. You see that, pointed out, it's easy to see. You do see that gray fire. It's very weird. The fire is just burning gray. Around this fire, you do see like 5 to 6 figures. They're kind of motionless, just kind of standing around a fire. Any motions that you do see them do, they almost seem to be like kind of repeating themselves and just sitting around this fire.
Only because I imagine since we're scouting ahead, I would have linked myself to both Vivian and Booker using my psychic abilities. Up ahead, there's a weird gray fire. I don't know if they're people or not. They seem very repetitive in any movements that they do. If we keep going forward, it's the same way we are headed. I would just be careful.
Interesting.
The bull, but he hasn't been in this area. That was not part of his march, correct? Or
Nope.
was it? Can I still ask him if he's ever seen any weird gray people?
Sure.
The people aren't gray, the fire is.
Well, what's his preference to how I address him if he has one? I don't think he probably has one.
You haven't asked him his pronouns yet.
I'm trying to
He,
be
they.
Respectful, damn it.
Sir
It's still no to me, damn it. Sir Bull, I mean, really,
He continues to ride.
have you seen anything such as described in your travels?
Make a persuasion check.
I'm his boss. I get it.
It's a strong side.
You're not really his boss.
I'm his job.
He's
at the
your
moment.
babysitter.
Uh-huh.
He's basically what I was doing.
That's pretty good. And I'm just.
What are you asking him?
I'm just saying if he's ever seen anything like that before.
Like what?
Like
gray
what you
fire.
just
What's the
described.
word that you're using? How do you just...
Gray fire with strange humanoid figures dancing about it, so that's a 26.
Memories lie ahead.
I'll keep that in mind.
Keep marching forward.
Very, very much an answer.
I told you it's a strong silent type.
Well, I'm not trying to bother the man. I'm just,
No, I don't think he's bothered.
I think if you point him at something to fight, he fights it, is the impression I get. So he doesn't care if they're strange, repetitive gray figures. But,
Reminds me a little bit myself.
so, Locke, do you think we should... I mean, we can't really avoid going towards them. Is that the impression I'm getting?
Yes.
We're going to run into him regardless.
So we'll just...
We'll investigate.
yeah, I think... I mean, was there any, like, village surrounding them, or...
Nope, there's
they
no
were
structures or anything.
isolated?
Yeah, there's just a singular fire and they're all standing around it, sitting around it.
Well, maybe those are the ones we need to kidnap. Don't know. We're going to have to go with the first signs of life we found. That's our job. So I guess we just march toward the gray bows. I don't know. I'm picturing like weird, like alien. I don't know.
So,
Although, can I?
are you...
Tell me.
You're leading the group, right?
I think so. I'm just walking by that
March on!
horse and the bull. But that said, do we, how do I want to say this? Do those sound like anything we saw in that brief amount of time we were in the, like, Shadowfell?
Nope.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't some, like, temporal rift. I was about ready to walk it.
Reality's tearing
Yes,
apart.
it's fine. Well, it kind of is anyway. So.
Well, yeah. One dimension is pouring over into
So are you leading?
Yes.
Okay.
I have to. I don't want to all the time, but I have to.
I mean,
Yeah, but it's the thing, like, you don't like
I'm
going
not-
for a walk in the dark, but if you were to walk in the dark with a gigantic Rottweiler,
Yes. It's and an army behind me. I'm not. It's like when the foppish kings of old used to go into the military and say that they went on a grand campaign, but they were actually just like on a. Except I'm at least walking towards the front.
you were
they
more
were like,
Alexander the Great.
huh?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm at least.
Leading the charge of the big white feather on your hat.
Yankee Doodle Dandy. No, I understand it's an appearance thing. If you're going to have people follow you, you have to lead. But also, it's nice to have two giant gentlemen on either side of me. One's really, really giant. And
You not only have them, but you have a
a bird,
rather skilled
like a dodo
Kenku.
bird. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And a seasoned warrior.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Flanagan seems more like he's like done like bounty work and sellsword work.
But he had some association with my family's past, so. Or who was it? No, it was a different house that was like in the same areas. I'm trying to remember. I wrote it down.
That was way back. That's somebody who would now be your enemy because you're trying to march.
That's right. That was at the tavern. I'm confusing them. Nope, Flanagan. Well, maybe I'll sway that gentleman yet.
But you do eventually crest over the hill and you do see this small campfire with about 5 to 6 people. As you do approach, every once in a while, like this older woman stands up and she does kind of like shuffle around doing a circle and sits back down. And then a few moments later she stands up and does the same exact thing.
That's quite odd.
So are they within range that they can see us?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
You continue your march towards them.
I mean, let's just hail them and see how they react to this army of...
They do not react to you at all.
Oh,
You find yourself
unnerved.
very close to them, like 10 to 15 feet away from them.
Hello?
The old woman, as she stands up and walks around, she does stop and look at you. They are kind of like this weird gray. She has this long, kind of matted hair. The mountain dreams louder. She kind of smiles at you, and only a few teeth remain. You hear it too. She points towards the southwest, towards the way that you guys are marching. The old spirits are afraid. And then she points back to the horned crown where you guys are coming from, which you're still on the first day of travel, so you can see it still. As they should be. The king digs too deep. Kings always do. And then she continues her loop and sits back down.
A lovely story, ma'am. I have a feeling you're going to give me just these continuous cryptic answers, and that's perfectly fine.
She stands back up when you're halfway through that and looks at you and smiles again. The mountain dreams louder.
Yes.
You hear it too.
I sure do.
The old spirits are
and I
afraid.
assume she's just talking over me while
And
I'm...
they should be. The king digs deep, too deep.
Listen,
Kings
are you from
always
over there?
do.
Are you from over there? Do they
She
care about
continues
you
her
over
loop
there?
and sits back down. Make an
Okay.
insight check.
I'm glad you
I mean-
repeated that because I was going to have you repeat it again.
I mean, I have an idea of what she's... parts of what she's saying. But you said there was other people there too?
Mm-hmm. They're all just sitting around the fire, staring at the fire, not
9.
saying anything.
9.
After a few minutes, she stands back up
The
and
mountain
repeats.
dreams. Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
Repeats the same thing.
Can I? Okay, Booker. What you want to try to ask one of the other ones? Maybe.
Oh, alright.
Again, we're just investigating long enough to see if they are even sane enough to be worth kidnapping. Essentially, does that kind of make sense? Like, there's no point taking a bunch of crazies if the other crazies don't care about them.
I walk up.
And we know because the scavenger wasn't gray and insane.
Mm-hmm. What were you saying, Booker?
I'll walk up to one of the ones that's sitting down. Tap on his shoulder.
As you go to tap, your hand goes straight through them.
Oh, that's different.
As you do that, you see the Ember Bowl as he slowly marches through, and he goes through them like
Including
through smoke.
the old lady.
Mm-hmm. As he turns to you and says, "Memories, continue your march."
Okay. Well, now, see, that's
The
wonderful.
mountain dreams louder. As she
Okay.
continues again.
Whew. Can I do, like, as we kind of passed it, can I do any kind of, like, arcana check to see if this is, like, some kind of
Sure.
conjured illusion? I assume, obviously, it is, but if I can get any insight out of it. I don't know.
I kind of like what kind of magic.
I'm a
or
magic
whatever it
lady.
is.
I might know
Yeah.
magic things. I might know magic things. That is a 21.
Yeah, some sort of conjuring magic you don't know.
Okay, but I can't
Yeah.
obviously like where it's coming from.
No, with your expertise in magic now.
It might even be just a residual thing of this place
Mhm.
because he's talking about memories. So okay. Well, at least now we know if we see these gray shadows, they're
Well,
perhaps not.
The mountain dreams
Oh,
louder.
okay.
She just
Well,
repeats it, and she makes the same little walk around the
But at
fire.
least I know
Oh,
she's
my
not
God,
real,
sits
so
down.
she's not.
She does almost seem to. She looks at you whenever she talks, though, which is weird.
Yeah, it's very elaborate illusion.
Yeah, like the illusions program to talk to whoever
Yeah.
approaches it. Well,
The
I
king digs deep.
Yeah, I think the
I think,
king.
Kings
but we did
always
sort of learn something, and we're going to keep moving so we don't have
The
to listen to
mountain
Grandma.
dreams
She
louder.
just starts shouting
have-
it at us.
No, but as we go, so
Before we do leave this, do I actually feel any heat coming from the gray fire?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Well,
The mountain dreams louder.
I think obviously, I mean, if I'm gathering what she's picking up, what she's putting down, if I'm picking it up, I think that's the
Okay.
right phrase.
I'm sure you could ask her to repeat it again if you
No.
like.
No, but
you're picking up what she's putting down.
right.
Ah,
That the king dug too greedily.
Well,
That's what he was talking
we
about.
heard him. We heard him say
and then
it is almost ready.
and what the
That's
king.
way too sinister of a voice
Yeah.
for him.
Well, that sounds more
But-
like the other guy. It was
but
more
what-
like it's
but-
almost ready. Was that
He
better?
also might be a
Yes,
bit
it's
afraid
more
of
like
what.
this.
It's more soft spoken, but I
Think of Baldy from Dragon Age Inquisition.
But there might
soulless?
be.
Sure.
Oh yeah, that doesn't have any possible threats behind it.
I
He's
don't know what
totally-
you're talking about.
I know.
I've never played. I never finished that game, so
We
probably a big bad of some sorts.
But I think what
I knew I
also
was
what
wrong
may-
to
she might be-
distrust him.
what might
His dumb
she,
little butt chin.
what also she might be
It's
saying is that
complicated. I'll put it that way.
is
I don't
that
know if you're ever going to play it. So
is that the king might be afraid of what we're about to accomplish too.
The mountain dreams louder.
I don't. I mean, perhaps it's one of those things where he's like, "Well, let's give this revolution a chance, but if not, I've got a big mountain beast."
And what this dream, what he's found is dreaming, and he's going to wake it.
Well, also we know he's anti-demon, so it's probably not a demon. That isn't the same.
No, but it can be some bloody monster or some
could be,
mechanical thing
what
that,
if
that
it's-
he's.
It could be. I mean,
Summoning.
I don't want to give weight to the all the other kings' ramblings, but we have heard mention of dragon gods, and that would be
It might be, yeah.
That would be-
Might be awaken the dragon.
we also don't know how old these memories are. If they're even talking about the same king.
It
That's
seemed
true.
oddly specific, though.
She was actually pointing at that
And
over
she
there.
did look at me, but yeah, that's a valid point too. It could be just random. As the bull said, just some memories. We just don't know how.
Either
recent-
way, I do think that these were purposely placed here for warning for somebody else, or maybe somebody
More than,
else.
if something so profound happens, sometimes it leaves ghosts. So we
Well,
we
let's-
march on,
Well,
Yeah.
we will
keep
what she said in the back of our heads as we continue on.
I don't think we could forget it.
No, because she's going to keep saying
The
it.
mountain. So you guys do.
And I wrote it down.
for the evening.
I don't think I could ever forget it.
During the evening, conversation does kind of spark up amongst the crew. One of the topics that is heavily discussed, it's actually brought up by Roscoe One Eye. So this king of ours, why do we have to listen to him? The way I see it, we can just go make peace with these ash tribes and join up with them. Live peacefully for the rest of our days.
That is true. You could stay here and just be part of the wilds. Though bear in mind, we know that king has two visions. I mean, we know that he has like thousands of people. And he has thousands of forces. And I believe his intention was to give us the opportunity to do things in a more pragmatic way. The alternative being he will simply use even more forces to take what he needs from these people by force. So if we were to abandon the cause, so to speak. Now, that said, I realize why many of you may not have any delight or really care to go back to the world at large. They rejected many of you. That's entirely fair. You have no loyalties there anymore.
As you do continue on speaking, you notice that like the entirety of the camp is kind of hushed and is now listening to you.
God, no pressure. But I think what I would like to do for all of you and for those that were put behind the wall of fire, and I realize that there are probably very, very bad people that were put behind here too, but there were also many people who were put here just because they didn't meet the status quo, or somebody else came into power and you drew the short stick. You don't deserve to have to settle for living with ashen savages, if they are that. They, I'm sure, have their own merit as individuals as well. But you don't deserve to have to settle for behind the wall when there is an entire life beyond it. I want more for you, is what I'm saying. And I realize that the king and I may not at this time have the same ideas of what the future looks like, but he does have the resources and will have these resources.
You actually have strikingly similar ideas.
Yeah, I don't. Was she there when he like burned the guy alive?
Were you there?
No, was she the who I'm
Oscar?
talking
Yes.
to? And obviously he has a certain measure of power, which we do need to respect. But I will say he is the first leader in power who didn't immediately attempt to kill me. Once he had me pinned down, I realized we had to go through some trials, but I would much rather go through some trials and surpass them than immediately try to be murdered. And he's not the first... I'll say this, he's not the first king who saw the writing in the sand, so to speak, and realized that there's greater things at work, because it's not just what our personal wants and needs are, it's the fate of our entire series of isles at stake. If we hide away here, eventually the demonic forces will just come to us anyway, so we have to meet it somehow. And we can do it our way and perhaps convince the king that our way is best, or we can fritter away and wait for the end, and I'd rather not. And that's what I have to say.
You're here.
Here, and you'll see just big applause and
I mean, I think I expressed that right, that it's like, I get it.
you got the troops
he's not the best
fired
guy.
up.
It's not about who we're
Dragon Ball Z.
it's not just about
Hail Satan! Hail Satan!
it's not just about following him or me or anything. There's way more at stake, and we can either twiddle our thumbs in the ashes, or we can
Do something.
do something now and do it our way, or try to do it our way, is what I'm trying to.
Anything you guys want to do this evening? You guys can do the obvious that you would do. Every once in a while you do see that pale bird flying around.
That was what I was going to ask. You read my
I mean,
mind.
I'm gonna try to walk amongst the people and
You can do so.
converse and, let them know that I care about them as individuals, and I understand that there's some of you may die. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Not that. I want to give the opposite of that energy.
Unless you guys do anything
Lord
else,
Farquaad.
Some of you may die.
you do wake up just fine. The next day of travel is uneventful, more just barren wastelands.
No more crazy lady
the bird
ghosts.
following us everywhere, though.
Yeah, every once in a while you see it. You don't see it all the time.
Oh, but even though I don't see him, I know.
Yeah. From what the king told you, though, that's the Snake Shadow. Kind of weird that King Beyond the Red Waste knew who the Snake Shadow was. He also knew a lot about society of
This guy's
the
got
Seven
a
Kingdoms.
story.
So
He's got some
he was
secrets.
wearing a
probably
mask for a
probably
reason.
some sort of somebody that had something to do with nobility or was in that inner circle. His scars also look very old. Yeah.
He's got a tale to tell. He's not ready to tell yet. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know why. You've had the Sopranos on too much. Okay. Forget about it.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Let me fucking tell you.
Yeah, I don't think that was something.
Hey!
Oh, whoa,
That's
get it!
Oh, anyway.
Wait till you meet my Guma.
This fucking guy.
Yeah, okay. That's what we need. We need to do a mafia one shot.
I would love to do, like, if
If only we could play copyrighted music for that.
if we would have, I mean,
Just
we
play
could
it.
have done the entire first part of the campaign where you guys were working for Lord Seraphite, more like the
No.
Sopranos.
I like the donkey version of that
You
song.
have to create a character that talks from like they're from Jersey, okay? You got something like this up there.
In
And
my
then,
head canon, that's like gnomes talk like that.
oh my god.
So need
Is
to
that
find
how
some
I-
gnomes.
Fucking show it, okay?
So need to
Because,
find
like,
Say
rock-
something about it.
I feel like that's like right.
You want to fight about it?
need to find
So
some
is that going
fucking
to be our
gnomes.
headcanon now for like Lalafels from Final
What the
Fantasy?
fuck are you gonna do about it? Huh?
Hey, come on here!
No,
This
no,
is
I
the
think something
Leggy
different for-
Because they're all from
Oh,
Jersey.
God.
No. Listen,
my
this guy
sciatic-
might be short, but
My
he...
sciaticus acting up. All right, so
Anyway.
day 2 does pass uneventful. During the evening between day 2 to day 3, Locke, your scouting party does catch that there seems to be a large storm blowing in. In the start of day 3, you do suffer a pretty big storm of ash clouds and
Does-
thunder and stuff like that.
Does the gem that I have, does that pick up on dust clouds or just regular weather?
What does the gym do? Hi, Jockey. I'm gonna pick you up and you're gonna bite me.
Storm glass prism. Once per long... No, wrong one.
Yeah.
When held up to the sky, it predicts weathers 24 hours in advance.
Sure.
Once per day.
We'll say that's probably part of the reason why you were able to see the storm a little bit earlier.
Cool.
That's kind of where that's
I mean, that would...
Just look up and see.
That's exactly what Bucky used to let you do, by the way.
That would probably become a habit of mine each morning when I wake up is to
Yeah. We'll say that that's why you were able to get like an 8-hour
head start on the weather.
Yeah.
So yeah, as soon as I know like that it's supposed to be coming in, I would have us either create shelter or take shelter somewhere that we find. If there's anything like that.
You can do a decent job. So, during this storm, which will probably persist all day, I'll let you guys have advantage on these rolls because you were able to suss it out early. Anything you guys are doing to help? That could be things like covering food and supplies, looking for efficient ways to get through the wastelands. It could be, helping pull like carts and things like that. So any sort of check you would like to make, if you can come up with a way that would help guide this army. We're looking for more successes than failures on these rolls here.
Yeah. I will help with trying to move stuff along.
Okay, so you can,
I got charisma.
you can
need
catch yourself
charisma?
at like any sort of like divots or anything like that and helping like push carts. So you can make athletics checks. You can do it with advantage. People will help you.
If you need any
Nice.
like morale booster checks, I guess. I don't know.
What'd you get, Booker?
That is
Arcana.
a 26.
That'll certainly pass. Through your leadership, you were able to guide people, and through brute force, able to.
I just love this cat so much. Sorry. Distracted.
You are able to navigate just fine. Were you doing anything wrong?
Yeah, it'd probably help try to, like, I imagine we have coverings of some sort to help, like, cover the carts.
Sure.
Down.
Yeah. So you and Cersei can make survival checks as you guys do go around and like tighten everything down, make sure nothing will get blown away or lost, as the wind is pretty wild.
I got a 15. Let me get this other one up.
Do you roll with advantage?
Yep.
Okay.
So there was,
Okay, where are you at?
uh,
There it is.
side note, so like when the scene in episode 1 of Star Wars where the old lady's like, my bones are aching, man. The swords are
Natural
Mhm.
25
I
on
used
the
to
other
always
roll.
think she said my bears are raking. Because the accent kind of made it sound like she was saying, my bears are raking, Andy.
Natural 25 on the other roll.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are able to tie down the knots. Any knots that kind of come loose and flap open with that roll that Cersei did. Pretty good. Vivian, hours of this storm go on and spirits are low.
I'll try a rousing.
What do you do to do that?
Uh,
It's very windy. People will not be able to hear you from a distance, so it's not like you can shout and yell. If there's something you can do to make your presence known,
Interpretive dance.
some sort of light you could guide them with.
yeah. Let me look. I mean, yeah. I can.
You can fly.
I can fly. I can fly. I can fly. I'm just seeing what other effects limited
You
effects.
could always fly up in the air and do something to illuminate yourself so everyone can see you and be like the guiding North Star. You could do something like that.
Yeah, because I can. So I can make.
Although this
a
would be
color.
the guiding South Star.
Let's see.
Close enough.
Okay, yeah, so I can make an instantaneous home sensory effect such as shower, sparks, puff of wind, faint musical notes, or odd odor, stuff like that. So I could fly and do that with like prestidigitation, just something that calls attention. Just kind of get up there and hover along as a guiding light. I mean, I can do like it'd probably do better to do it with the prestidigitation type thing because
You could always cast Eldritch Blast too. That I believe lights things up.
yeah, I mean that whatever you think makes the most sense that doesn't look dumb.
Prestidigitation makes light.
It can make like a shower of sparks and
Yeah, you could do that. How long does fly last? Is it an hour?
I think so. Let me
Or is it
make
like
sure.
10 minutes?
I think it's an hour. I could be wrong, though. It's been a while since I looked at this spell.
Sorry, it's
10 minutes.
10 minutes. But I mean, that's 10 minutes.
Through some of
I
the
also might send
through some of the thick of the storm, you could probably do that.
just whatever I can do and kind of sending Bean. By now, people know what Bean is and kind of send him to like caw, I don't know, over the
Sure.
forces so they can hear him at the very least because they might not all be able to see me.
So you can roll a d20, add your spellcasting modifier to it,
Okay.
and you can do that with advantage, remember.
Okay.
Good.
So 23.
Okay. So through the day, you are able to successfully guide everyone. You really don't slow down travel too much. You're moving as one single unit. You do eventually make it through the edge of this ash storm. Losses are very minimal. You haven't lost any people, maybe a few supplies along the way. Morale stays pretty high, but that will end the third day of travel.
Really like the color of ash.
For the 4th and 5th day of travel, it is uneventful unless you guys are doing anything.
Yeah.
Locke.
Yes.
Halfway through day 5, you and Cersei and Sylvar would be scouting ahead. Make perception checks. You can do yours with advantage. We'll just do off yours.
Natural 27.
Okay. So you do see smoke. Keeping low to the ground, make a stealth check. You can do that with advantage too.
26.
Okay, so you three are able to stick real close to the ground and like shadows move in through the night unnoticed, even though it's daytime. This land kind of begins to slope downwards into this massive crater as it spreads before you. You guys are, down, prone, looking down into it. Within lies not quite a city, but like an encampment of ash. You see a few hundred hide tents, smoke rings raising from countless fires. You see totems made of like bones and spikes, skulls hanging from wooden posts, drums echoing across the crater, like slowly, steady, rhythmically. At the center, you do see a massive tent, like probably 2 or 3 times the size of any tent around it. It seems like this one has the most like pageantry and flair around it. They're kind of like violently, strangely dancing in weird ways that you really don't see much of within the Seven Kingdoms. Smoke pours from the top. It's like a teepee, it has several like vents, and this one has like 2 or 3. It's very strange and ritualistic with the chanting. But there seems to be an importance on this centralized tent. Yeah, that's what you see.
Just because right before I scout, I would do the psychic link again. Just that's the best way to get around. I think we found at least one of the areas for one of the tribes. There's this very large tent in the middle. I don't know if they're doing a ritual or if they're just this way. You said I saw about 100 tents?
Yeah. Maybe a few more.
There's around 100 tents, so I'm going to guess probably a little more than that many are here. Be careful when you walk. There's probably ways that they could hear you with the totems they have out of bones and skulls. And the snorts.
That's what they all sound like. They've been breathing in the ash so long.
Something else you see is that there's in this crater, there's like a pretty obvious like way to get down there. Other than that, it's pretty high vaulted walls. There's no like ladders or anything. It's like this camp almost like settled down here not that long ago. There does seem to be at the back, you got 26 or whatever.
Natural 27.
Yeah. So you see that there seems to be like a smaller way to get out towards the back of this encampment. Like there's maybe like 2 ways in and out.
There's the main entrance. That's a pretty obvious path. But from where I am around the back, there seems to be a smaller, less conspicuous entrance or exit. It probably wouldn't hurt, depending on which way we go, to have some people on the other side. That way, if somebody does run, we have something to cut them off.
Oh, yeah.
Sylvar will say to you, do you have Cersei linked with your...
Yeah, because I can do 3 other people.
leave her and a few of the others here to keep an eye on things, and you and I will head back and convene with the Queen.
Sounds good.
So, you're maybe like 15 minutes ahead, but the army would definitely have come to a halt because there's no way you're sneaking in.
Yeah, we need to try to separate some of the herd, so to speak.
So, who, as Locke and Sylvar do gather back with you, Cersei and a few of the other scouts have stayed to kind of watch. Cersei has been told that she will alert you guys if there's any movement or anything. Who would be allowed at your round table?
Not Booker.
And Booker.
Mm-hmm.
And Ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And Flanagan.
Mm-hmm.
And probably the Bull.
Would you
What about
have
Olga?
Roscoe One Eye
Roscoe,
or
yeah.
Peralta?
Yeah, I mean, the people that have sort of,
People we share to sell with,
Yes.
essentially.
So, as you guys do gather, Locke and Sylvar will return. Sylvar will say, well, we're not sneaking 150 people into that camp, I'll tell you that. Rosca spits. We could always charge in. Geraldo will shake her head. We'll do whatever the Queen wants, but it would be a massacre. If not for us, for them.
Yeah, I mean,
You'll see Ticket kind of cross his arms. Best know what we're dealing with before charge.
Locke, what do you think the odds are of being able to sort of infiltrate and see if we can find more about their superstitions or potentially separate some from the... Because if there's a big tent, I'm assuming that's where the important people are. By some stretch, we could acquire someone important.
It would be easier with a smaller group.
Mm-hmm.
You do hear Cersei chime in on your...
Psychic link.
Can she say whatever she wants?
Mm-hmm.
I've advanced further into the camp. I'm around the back. I could probably head in if you want me to.
She can talk to all of us that way, too, by the way.
What?
I mean, basically, I would like to find out anything that gives me an idea of what their superstitions are, or something that gives me leverage to not just charge in and start throwing hands. You know, give us either some credibility or grab somebody important that's going to make them listen. Does that make sense?
I'm going to go silent for a bit. I'll let you know what I find out. So yeah, she'll be quiet for a bit. What are you guys doing?
We can always take this a small group to the front door and take it and have us send another small group to the other side.
Well, right now, I wouldn't want to send anybody in just because we have
We don't
somebody
want them to
sneaking
know
around.
that we're here yet, I don't think. I would send Bean around just to flap around and see if he...
You're a ways away.
Okay.
Yeah, it was about a 15-minute walk for me.
Mhm.
Okay. I mean,
Maybe
that's
about a mile
my
out.
plan right now is if there's anything of substance we can get from that small infiltration, you know, before we go and guns a-blazing. I think that's the better thing to do.
Oh,
We don't know anything about them. It's really hard to sway somebody when you don't know anything about them.
After about 20 minutes or so, you'll hear Cersei. Huh?
Sorry, my neck hurts.
You'll hear Cersei say, "I'm coming back. I'll tell you more later." Do we have any cells?
Cells?
Shit.
Like,
Well,
for captives?
I think we got
Yeah.
some rope.
I'll tell you when I get there.
I'm feeling that way. Every
So
time
another
somebody
like
else-
15 minutes go by, and you do see Cersei and a few of the other scouts, and they do have
Oh,
3 what
Feral
look to
people?
be, yeah.
they look like important feral people.
Make an insight check.
I'm gonna guess no.
You know,
I'm just saying, like, you know.
yoink some people off the streets.
22.
No.
Okay. Well,
You
this
also
is-
don't know what important people really look like.
Yeah,
so
I mean, but we might be able to see, like, hey, what's the hat,
Excuse me.
weirdos?
Get some information from them.
not really too big of talkers. These guys are. Didn't really have too much time to interrogate them. I imagine we can make them talk if you'd let us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So,
I don't like it, but I don't have to like all of it.
What?
It is what it is.
how are you guys?
Don't kill him, because I just. it
How are
doesn't
you
really-
guys restraining them? That's the first thing. Cersei does have them tied up. Are you going to put like a
We have
spike
chains.
into the ground and chain them to it?
Yeah. I mean, we have a bunch of smart engineering type people, so
Yeah, I
whatever they
mean,
think.
You could make
I was gonna-
ramshackled like
Yeah.
stockades, basically.
Yeah.
I do have Zone of Truth too, so I can.
So yes, so we, as they are chained up and tied up, posts kind of hammered into the ground. What are you doing to interrogate them? Are you a part of this interrogation, or is that something you leave to your trusted advisors?
I'm
So
gonna be
here's
there
the thing. I have to. So it's like good cop, bad cop, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need the bad cops to go in and do their thing, and then I will try to be as a balm of reasonableness, perhaps. That's my strat right now.
So first thing you noticed about them, I imagine you'd be the first one to
And
kick
then if
things
they don't
off.
like the good cop, then we'll get the really bad cop.
I imagine you'd be the first one to talk to them.
Yes.
You see, they're ash-covered tribesmen. There are 2 women, 1 man. Their clothing consists of these like torn gray and brown cloths,
You know what
like
this makes me think of is the Sons of the Forest now.
kind of. It's like Savage Land looking outfits, like really torn up outfits. You see like burned hides, animal furs on them, like really burned animal furs and more like leathery hide. You see lots of like jewelry made out of like bones and rocks. Many wear skulls as decorations or as like armor bits. Their appearance is very savage, not necessarily mindless, but more cultural. They're not just simply raiders. It almost seems like a people. They do not speak to you, though. What do you do as you approach them?
I'm not good. Well, I've heard you. I mean, I know by this time they haven't talked to anybody, right? Well, it seems you don't have much to say. Understandable, considering your circumstance. I'm sorry we had to take you from your daily routine, but
We do not want to join the king.
I'm not the king. How fortunate.
You are his envoy.
I am myself.
Leave now.
I don't believe you're in a position to tell me to leave, so I can understand why you'd be suspicious of my intentions, but I am trying to find out more about your people. I could have come in much more forcefully, and I didn't think that that was the right thing to do. What?
Release us or kill us and be done with it.
There's always other options. That said, I really would like to know more about your people. It's a curious thing living out here in the wastes and frittering away with your curious ability to create something from nothing in terms of agriculture, anyway.
You hear the guy speak up. We can survive out here for years. Can you say the same?
Well, I would argue it's been much more difficult for me to survive outside of the waste, if I'm being honest. Which is a bit of why I'm here. I would like to improve things out there, and I don't suppose you'd be very interested in leaving the waste, would you?
We follow the shaman's orders,
So you do follow orders? And
not yours.
No, but the shaman, what is he, the shaman of?
I will speak no further of this.
Well, I was hoping you wouldn't say that. I mean, I get it. I gleaned something, which is they have a shaman. They follow the shaman. But I need to know more about the shaman, so...
From what you get, the shaman is their leader.
Religious leader,
Mhm.
yeah. Bad cop time, I guess?
Who's your bad guy?
Oh, it's Booker.
Okay.
It has to be Booker because
Do
Booker
you
has...
stay there to watch it?
I mean, I will... Yeah.
Okay.
just, you
Booker,
know.
what are you doing?
I mean, Locke can be there too. That's
yeah.
fine.
I will. I'll approach them. I'll walk up to the dude first. Just kind of get real close to his face.
You kiss him.
Tongue kiss him.
That'll make him talk.
Kiss him right on the nose. Gotcha.
I got your nose.
I'm going to make you hate me. And then I'm going to make you fall in love.
It's gonna get real weird.
You will give us information that we want to hear, what we want to know. I'll be walking from, basically just moving from person to person. Whether you want to or not. We come here in peace. And if you don't want to just sit here and suffer through all this, you tell us what we want to know.
Are you doing anything to intimidate?
If he still says silent, I will go
Yes,
up
they
to...
all stay silent.
Okay. I will go up to one of the women. Sorry about this. I'm going to get real... Not dark, but I'll grab her like this.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? Huh? I think you'd be perfect to be tortured right now.
Make an intimidation check.
I'm trying to figure out how do you toe the line between we need you, you don't necessarily need us, but we need you to need us. I don't know. You know what I mean?
16.
They don't break with the 16.
Well, you don't care that you see your friend here get tortured? You don't want to speak up for that? Alright, I'll go over to the guy and so are they standing like this or are they actually hanging? Okay.
No, they're not hanging.
I will go over to his knee and just...
How'd that go?
Make just an attack roll. Unarmed attack. Roll one. Just to see how well you hit them. They are technically restrained. Does that give you anything?
Restraint gives you advantage.
Oh, thank God. It does?
Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. Yep.
That's better.
What was the first roll?
2 plus...
I was hoping it was going to
Well,
be
they
a
had
one.
really bad armor class.
Well, it would have been 9, but
not
with
wearing armor,
not
really.
yeah. So 9 plus 7, so that's a 16 to hit.
Okay, so you do hit and you hear a crunch.
Yeah.
Some cartilage has been broken. Make another intimidation check. You can do it with advantage. You can also use strength for the intimidation instead of charisma if you'd like.
I'm just trying to figure out
I think it's about the same. Just straight strength.
Yeah, are you proficient in intimidation?
Technically, yes.
What do you mean
Okay.
technically?
I'm pretty good
I mean,
at
I
it.
have the little dot there, and I've got
Okay,
plus 4.
so yeah,
That
so
means
you
you
can add
are-
your proficiency, just use strength as the modifier instead of... So just
Okay,
roll
so-
whatever your athletics would add to it.
They didn't matter,
Yeah.
but they're both the same. It's a mod 20.
Okay. What do you want to know? Don't hurt my people.
Snorts.
Hmm?
Snorts.
Oh.
I don't want to hurt anybody, ideally.
I heard.
But we have a lot of desperate people on both sides. I want to improve the King's Station, and I want to improve yours. And I believe the best way to do that is if we work together. I would very much like to talk to your shaman.
One of the women will speak up. The shaman will not meet with you.
And who
The
might...
only way you can talk to the shaman is by force. Those down there, they will protect the shaman with their lives.
And what does the shaman offer you?
Answers.
But if you all fall protecting him,
We will come back stronger. The other two camps will know what happened here.
so you're all united, are you? I don't know how well we knew that.
Even if you were to be able to get into the camp, everyone would stop you from getting to the shaman. Make an insight check. You're purring so loud.
16.
16. From what you gather from that, they basically just told you that the shaman was in the camp.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have
What?
guessed with that big tent and smoke
Well,
coming
They
out of
told
it.
you the shaman, there's like one shaman for this entire group of people, and,
then
they're split up
probably
between three
multiple
camps.
shamans.
No,
It's one shaman.
Oh,
One
okay.
shaman per group.
So it literally is be all end all with the shaman. So you get the shaman, you get the common man. But they're going to defend the shaman with all they've got. So
my queen, Silvar will say.
I mean that's
might I
basically
have
what I
a
mean.
word?
Yes, yes, you may. You certainly may.
You command an army at your back.
Mm-hmm.
Why not a little bit of diversion? Have you ever played chess? You set up one piece, strike with another.
I literally have a dragon chest.
Yes, I was going to say, you definitely would have played chess.
Yes.
Why not march your army towards the gates, make your presence known, and then a smaller group of us can go in through the back and kidnap the shaman for you?
Well,
Use
that's
it as
what
a
I'm
bartering
thinking.
chip.
If we were to posit our forces at the front lines, they would present the bulk of their forces to meet them, not knowing we're already aware of their exit
Oof.
route.
Cersei will speak up. Sneaking in is dangerous. We picked these ones up from outside the camp.
Mm-hmm.
Sneaking in unnoticed, especially with being able to get to the main tent. I don't know if we could do that.
Well, I think these
Unless we
beliefs-
had
A distraction.
a disguise we could get in there with. And I see 3 sets of clothing we could use.
Well, so yes, I think that what I would suggest is I know he's just trying to schmooze me up, but he's got a good idea. Is we sort of present our frontal forces, because then that will say like, oh, we all got to get to the front and get ready to fight for the shaman, who's either going to be hiding in his tent, or his or her, I'm not going to assume, his or her tent, or
It's a good opportunity to use
their tent, or being snuck out the back. So we don't know exactly. Okay, we don't know what the shaman looks like, but I think we can guess. Okay, kind of freaky. Probably stands out if he's a cult leader.
Very nice. It's what he threw right here.
So along with the distraction from your army, using what they are wearing as a disguise, we
Do you
can.
have enough for 3 disguises for 3 people to sneak
That's what I'm
in?
saying.
I know.
I will probably stay at the forefront, with the force. I mean,
Oh, I already had an idea of the 3 who are going in.
So yeah, I will say there are 2 women's outfits and 1 male outfit.
I know at least one person who's going in. We can also cover our tracks with some fog with this item that's...
You could also have groups, a smaller group outside the back, and only send 3 people in. That way.
Yeah, I think that's our
I
best
figured we'd
bet.
have the main group in
And
the front, and then the
if I get the signal, if I'm with my army, then I'd say, all right, we're marching.
Because I can do, with that one item, I can do fog cloud as well.
Because again, the goal is to try to slaughter as few people as possible, preferably, because yes, we're using intimidation tactics, but if we do so by, we grabbed your important person, we're not going to do anything to your important person unless you force our hand to do something to your important person. That's the plan. Staying.
So
I'm not sneaking in with them because I'm not sneaking
It's-
either. Is he?
it's
I'm sneaking.
I know. Get on those rags.
It's kind of midday, so you guys can wait until nightfall to do this if
I
you
would
want.
like to do that. I would really.
What?
Oh, I didn't realize we were going to do the siege.
We're getting up to it. We'll probably end the session before then.
Or prepping.
So what is the plan?
I think we're going to have the main army at the front door, and then we're going to have a small contingent at the back
We'll
door.
also. I
We'll
know
send 3 people.
we're not
in.
going to kill. Well, they'll
No,
be
we're going to
naked.
kidnap, but with
Well, I just
as
thinking
little
we sort
blood loss
of
as possible.
string them up at the front of things to show them we mean business. Not kill them yet, but let them know because you know what I mean.
So,
They're going to be naked. That's going to be weird. But
well, you can give them clothing
okay,
to
yeah,
wear.
yeah.
But it's like in Marvel comics, like Savage Land outfits. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
literally like
Well, that's
the
what I'm
vibe
saying.
that
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
going
yeah.
for.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah,
But with voodoo skulls and stuff.
yeah.
So Locke, you can change into one of the outfits. It's very strange being in this small amount of clothing.
Naked.
Cersei will go with you, which leads 1 set of lady armor. So who would you like to send? Probably the best fighter you have would be Rosca One-Eye,
I'd
who's
probably,
a lady.
yeah.
She probably would oppose a little bit to being sent on a stealth mission rather than being sent in the front lines, but she would also do whatever you told her. She's not a bad choice for a stealth mission by any means, and it probably would be a good idea to have more of a thumper.
Well, what if
I
I posited to her as, well, we need some muscle. Who's going to protect
Yes.
these little soft?
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
going to protect the little soft ones?
And she will agree. So how many people would you take with you to the back?
15.
Okay. So 15, so that leaves about 130
15.
of you guys.
130,
100, yeah.
Only because I don't want a big group at the back. I want just enough that
And we're
stop
gonna
a small
turn on the
excursion.
heat with the intimidation factor on the front line. Like we really want them to be like, oh.
Okay. So you guys can think about this over the next 2 weeks and formulate that plan. I'm going to try to, maybe if you can use the Discord to kind of formulate the actual plan of
Yeah.
what you guys are doing. That way we can just hop right into it. Next time we'll end the session there.
By golly.
Like maybe have the 3 people that we kidnap in the front say, "Hey, we have your people,"
I would not do that.
but we're trying to intimidate them.
I'm trying
Only
to
because we are sneaking in wearing their clothes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, you guys
I
can
mean-
sneak in regardless.
Yeah,
That-
I don't think.
You just have to figure out the timing of it. Like, you guys should probably sneak in and have time to do your shit and locate the person before you guys. And
Yeah.
it's not even like a timing you really have
Yeah,
to work
because
out.
what you want to
because
do is
could
you
use
guys
your
want to
mental
sneak in
leap.
so you know the like.
And then when shit
patterns,
hits the
location
fan,
of this
then
guy.
you can.
Extract.
It's like if we
Yeah.
were trying to kidnap any important person. Once they say, "Oh, big threat over here, we're going to sneak you out the back, sir," and then you guys grab them while they're sneaking you out. Sir and/or madam.
Yeah, we push them. We push them towards the people we're trying to push them.
Well, we will discuss those details.
Next time on Chains of Perdition.
Yep.
Well,
As
Dragon
always,
Ball chains.
thank you guys for watching. As always, we're playing for Extra Life, play games, heal kids, give back, game on. Donation link down below. You can also go to potatoplacegaming.com. There you can get to our scheduled events. You can get to our latest streams. You can get to our merch store. You can get to our Extra Life page. You can get to all sorts of fun stuff that we do. You can also get to our fun little TikToks where we have some gaming stuff and some fun cosplay stuff. Nikki's been doing great doing all the cosplay stuff that we're working on. Some other fun things that are coming up with that. Thank you again, Andreas, Fantastical Filaments. He does a lot of the miniatures. Thank you, Julian at Astralgrave. He does the logo for us. He did our Change of Perdition art. Next week on Tuesday, we have Nikki at Night. Wednesday, John is going solo.
Nope.
Probably.
Mischief Mate. No, retroactive.
There you go.
I couldn't tell because you played a pixelated game with Goose Game.
It wasn't pixelated.
It looks pixelated.
It's cell shaded.
Whatever.
What game did you play?
Goose Game.
Untitled
Untitled
Goose
Goose Game.
Oh, I got the platinum trophy, my bad boy.
It's really fun.
It's also co-op.
Yeah. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.
Get tired.